है, बट ओवरवेलमिंग सपोर्ट हुआ सब जगह से।
किसी समाज की तरफ से, धर्म की तरफ से कुछ विरोध कौन सा विरोध?
नहीं, ये तो अभी हम इस पे हम नहीं जानते।
ये हमारी रिपोर्ट में
वो सारी चीजें रिपोर्ट में मिलेंगी।
You said that you have looked at the drafts and the laws of other countries. Can you tell us the countries whose personal laws you have studied?
There are a number of countries you can see in the report.
You can see in the report.
That's a part of the report.
That's part of the report.
Part of the
So this much you can tell us today. The countries that you referred. We have to write a story today, sir.
Turkey.
It will not be proper to divulge the information that is contained in the report, and hence, because that will be property of the state government, and then the state government will decide how much to divulge.
Have little patience. I can tell you, it's not going to take too long. Have little patience. It will be soon given to the.
सबसे ज्यादा विरोध किस पॉइंट्स पर आया सामने? वो पॉइंट्स तो बता सकती हैं कम से कम।
जी, क्या कहते हैं?
विरोध है।
ऑपोजिशन के मुद्दे पे सबसे ज्यादा
ये डिटेल्स की बात है। डिटेल्स अभी बताना उचित नहीं है। कहीं भी कोई भी ऐसा इन्फॉर्मेशन जो कि डिटेल्स का पार्ट है, हमें बताना उचित नहीं। कमेटी से राज्य सरकार ने अपेक्षा की है, राज्य सरकार को कमेटी
सरकार के पास जाने में कितना समय लगेगा सर?
शीघ्र टाइम इसलिए नहीं बताया क्योंकि अभी टाइम हमारे पास कोई कैलेंडर का
कमेटी को
जल्दी, बहुत ही जल्दी होने वाला है ये।
हित के लिए ये ड्राफ्ट बना हुआ है।
कमेटी में कंसेंसस है।
कंसेंसस
यूनानिमस।
बिल्कुल, इसमें कोई यूनानिमस है। Not even on one point there is dissent. Unanimous है।
मैम कमेटी ने पॉलिटिकल पार्टी से भी वहाँ की
हम पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज के लीडर से मिले हैं, सबको मिले हैं।
मैम मेरा सवाल ये है, जो आपकी कमेटी ने अलग अलग तथ्यों पर विचार किया है एक्सपर्ट, तो क्या इसमें लीगल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी विचार किया गया है जो आप लोग सजेशन देने जा रहे हैं?
ऑफ कोर्स, अगर वो नहीं करे तो कैसे?
Ma'am, have you recommended the amendment of any particular laws?
रुकिए।
मैम भी सदस्यों की राय
समान है, यूनानिमस है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है उसमें। हमने बहुत कुछ डिस्कशन किया कभी और फिर
After discussion, everything is unanimous.
Ma'am, have you studied existing laws in Muslim countries?
yes, we have done that.
Would this UCC report help in curbing the boils that have been taking place in Uttarakhand within the majority and minorities? It will help in.
It is really going to help. I have last time also said that it's going to strengthen the secular fabric of this country. I am telling you.
Ma'am, do you feel that part of this Uttarakhand draft committee report will be adopted by the law commission in its report also?
That we don't know. What?
Ma'am, has that?
देखिए, मैं आपको ये कहती हूँ, हमारा एम्फोसिस है जेंडर इक्वालिटी। हमने सबको इक्वल स्टेटस फुटिंग पे लाने का प्रयत्न किया है, और डिसेबल को भी लिया है, सोचा है डिसेबल के बारे में, और विमेन, चिल्ड्रन एंड डिसेबल, और फोकस
of arbitrariness and discrimination.
yes. As my brother says, elimination of arbitrariness and discrimination.
These are the
Ma'am, has a copy of the
Would it
draft?
also be
Ma'am, has a copy of the draft
LGBT
report been given to the law commission?
No. We have to give it to the state government. That is our mandate, and we will give it.
मैम, जो पॉलिटिकल पार्टी से जो सजेशंस आए थे, कुछ बता सकते हैं किस तरह के सजेशंस पॉलिटिकल पार्टी?
नहीं, अभी कुछ नहीं। अभी आपको इतना वेट किया, आज हम मिले इसलिए कि आप लोग इतने क्वेरीज करते रहे, तो हमको कहे कि कुछ भी क्या स्टेटस है ये कहें। तो अभी आपकी वेट बहुत थोड़ी है। जस्ट अ फ्यू, आई डोंट नो, जस्ट वेट फॉर अ व्हाइल, दैट्स ऑल। आपके हाथ में
मैम, सिर्फ समुदाय विशेष नहीं, धर्म के अलग धर्म के लोग भी, बल्कि जो ट्राइब्स हैं उनके बहुत कंसर्न है कि हम प्रोटेक्टेड हैं, संविधान ने हमें सुरक्षा दी है, तो क्या यूसीसी के तहत हमारी सुरक्षा बनी रहेगी? इस पर भी चर्चा हुई? इसमें चर्चा हुई है, और सब कुछ हमने कंसिडर किया है, एंड इट विल बी गुड फॉर एवरीबडी। सबके हित का होगा ये हम कह सकते हैं।
Are there any safeguards for the LGBTQ plus community as well?
अभी इसके बारे में तो हम नहीं,
ये सब report
we
का
will
part
not talk about anything just now.
But have they been considered?
Please, we have considered every aspect. That much I can tell you. But what we have done, we will not tell you. That you will get to know later. Is that all? चले?
Thank you and
Thank you very much. Thank you.
and please join for lunch. We have arranged lunch for all of you. So on the हाँ सबके लिए नहीं आप लोग please आइए. सबके लिए.
Have good lunch.
Could we request for a photo?
Photo always good.
खड़े हो.
खड़े होना है.
Right, so what you're looking at is the Uttarakhand UCC committee that was set up to draft with regard to the Uniform Civil Code. It will be submitted as a draft to the state government of Uttarakhand. That's the first step. So could Uttarakhand be leading the way when it comes to Uniform Civil Code? It's already been mentioned by the Prime Minister, which means there's going to be a push for it in the upcoming session full of fireworks. But are steps being taken? Is this the first step to how UCC could be further discussed, debated and likely implemented in the country? Right, heading into a very short break, but when we return, we take you to Tamil Nadu. That's where big political developments are coming in. The minister who was facing criminal proceedings retained as a mantri by the Stalin government. Dismissed announcement coming in by the governor, who then puts it on hold over midnight. Now seeking legal opinion. Too much in the timeline happening in the southern state. We get you the latest after a very short break.
Introducing Apple Vision Pro.
Apple unveiled its hotly anticipated augmented reality headset on Monday, its riskiest and biggest bet since the iPhone debuted more than a decade ago. The Vision Pro poses a direct challenge to Meta's line of mixed and virtual reality devices. And with a price tag that will start at $3,499, the Vision Pro will cost more than 3 times Meta's priciest headset when it launches next year. Apple CEO Tim Cook.
It's the first Apple product you look through and not at. Vision Pro feels familiar, yet it's entirely new. You can see, hear, and interact with digital content just like it's in your physical space.
Apple said that users of the Vision Pro will be able to select content inside the goggles with their eyes, tap their fingers together to click, and gently flick to scroll, while also using a 3-dimensional camera and microphone system to capture videos and pictures that can be viewed in 3D later. In its most striking difference from Meta's headsets, the device also has an exterior display that shows the user's eyes to people in the outside world.
So in the same way that Mac introduced us to personal computing and iPhone introduced us to mobile computing, Apple Vision Pro will introduce us to spatial computing.
The exterior screen goes dark when a user is fully immersed in a virtual world. When a person approaches a user who is in a full virtual mode, the headset will show both the user and the outside person to each other. For work uses, Apple showed how the headset can be used with a trackpad and keyboard to work like a traditional computer with multiple displays. The Vision Pro has 2 hours of use with an external battery, similar to Meta's top-of-the-line Quest Pro mixed reality device. Besides the headset, Apple also displayed a raft of new products and features, including a 15-inch MacBook Air, a powerful chip called M2 Ultra, and improvements to its iOS software and autocorrect feature. Shares of the iPhone maker rose 2% to hit a record high ahead of the launch, but shares ended slightly lower after the announcement.
forecast now. Delhi, maximum 38 and minimum 27 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 28 and minimum 25 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 36 and minimum 27 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 29 and minimum 21 degrees. Chennai, maximum 34 and minimum 28 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 32 and minimum 24 degrees.
Why does this happen? Let me tell you the science behind it.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today News Mo.
Kerala's public health. All political parties traveling from different parts.
Armed with facts,
Looking at political back.
she takes the news by its horns.
Do you think the future of these students are not hampered?
Fierce, bold, and direct, setting the tone for the biggest stories from every corner and every angle. Expect nothing but the unfiltered truth.
News first, niceties later. Watch me, Nabila Jamal, on India Today.
Co-powered by The world comes together at Sharda University.
Going across now to election-bound Rajasthan, where Home Minister Amit Shah sounded the poll bugle. Let's listen in.
मोदी जी ने देश को सुरक्षित किया है। ये सोनिया मनमोहन की सरकार थी। आए दिन पाकिस्तान से आलिया मालिया जमालिया घुस जाते थे और हमारे यहां बम धमाके करते थे। 2014 में आपने 25 में से 25 सीट दी, 19 में भी 25 में से 25 सीट दी। मोदी जी को प्रधानमंत्री बनाया और उरी और पुलवामा में गलती कर दी। पाकिस्तान ने गलती कर दी, परंतु इस बार मौनी बाबा मनमोहन जी प्रधानमंत्री नहीं थे, नरेंद्र मोदी प्रधानमंत्री थे। इस बार कांग्रेस की सरकार नहीं थी, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार थी। 10 ही दिन में पाकिस्तान के घर में घुसकर सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक और एयर स्ट्राइक कर कर आतंकवादियों का खात्मा बुलाने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार ने किया। माताओं, भाइयों, बहनों, ये मेवाड़ वालों मुझे बताओ, ये कश्मीर अपना है या नहीं है? सुनाई नहीं पड़ता है, जोर से बोलो, कश्मीर अपना है या नहीं है? धारा 370 हटानी चाहिए या नहीं हटानी चाहिए? ये कांग्रेस, सपा, ममता, स्टालिन जी, जदयू सारे इकट्ठा होकर काऊ 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 करते। 19 में फिर से आपने 25 में से 25 सीटें दी, मोदी जी को प्रधानमंत्री बनाया। मोदी जी ने एक ही झटके में धारा 370 को 5 अगस्त 2019 को समाप्त कर। और ये राहुल बाबा कहते थे कि धारा 370 मत हटाओ वरना खून की नदियां बह जाएगी। अरे राहुल बाबा, किस जमाने की बात करते हो? खून की नदियां छोड़ो, किसी की कंकर चलाने की हिम्मत नहीं हुई है, कंकर चलाने की। ये 9 साल में मोदी जी ने देश को सुरक्षित करने का काम किया है। 9 साल में मोदी जी ने देश को विकसित करने का काम किया है। और मित्रों, मैं आपको बताता हूं, अभी अभी सारा विपक्ष के नेता पटना में इकट्ठा हुए, एक बड़े मंच पर प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की। सारे लोग, मैंने भी प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस देखे, मैं भी बहुत साल से राजनीति में हूं। मैंने सोचा भला ये कौन लोग इकट्ठा हुए। 21 पार्टी के लोग थे। कितनी पार्टी के? जोर से बोलो, कितनी पार्टी के? ये 21 पार्टी के लोग थे और 21 लाख के घपले, घोटाले, भ्रष्टाचार करने वाले लोग वहां पर इकट्ठा हुए। 21 लाख के घपले, घोटाले, जनता को हिसाब नहीं देना है। अरे मैं इस मंच से चैलेंज देता हूं, नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार पर आज तक हमारे विरोधी भी भ्रष्टाचार का एक भी आरोप नहीं लगा पाए हैं मित्रों, एक भी आरोप नहीं। और 21 पार्टियां 21 लाख का भ्रष्टाचार करने वाली इकट्ठा होकर राहुल बाबा को प्रधानमंत्री बनाने निकली है। राहुल बाबा अगर फिर से प्रधानमंत्री बनते हैं तो एक घपले, घोटाले, भ्रष्टाचार भारत की नियति बन जाएगी। और मोदी जी फिर से प्रधानमंत्री बनते हैं तो भ्रष्टाचार करने वाले जेल की सलाखों के पीछे जाएंगे। मुझे बताओ भाई, राहुल बाबा को प्रधानमंत्री बनाना चाहिए या मोदी जी को? जोर से बोलो, किसको बनाना चाहिए? और ये सारी पार्टियां, ये सारी 20 पार्टियां, 21 पार्टियां जो इकट्ठा हुई, इनके मन में, मेवाड़ वालों, आपका भला नहीं है। इनके मन में अपने बेटे का भविष्य है। मैं नाम से कहता हूं, सोनिया जी का पूरा जीवन का लक्ष्य है राहुल जी को प्रधानमंत्री बनाना। लालू जी का लक्ष्य है अपने बेटे तेजस्वी को प्रधानमंत्री बनाना। ममता जी का लक्ष्य है अपने भतीजे अभिषेक को मुख्यमंत्री बनाना। स्टालिन जी का इंटरेस्ट है अपने बेटे उदयनिधि को मुख्यमंत्री बनाना। और गहलोत जी का इंटरेस्ट है वैभव को मुख्यमंत्री बनाना। मुझे बताओ, ये आपका भला कर सकते हैं भाई? जरा जोर से बोलो भाई, कर सकते हैं? जो अपने बेटे के लिए काम कर रहे हैं, इसको वोट देना है, या जो देश के लिए काम कर रहे हैं इसको वोट देना है? ये तय करने का समय देश की जनता के लिए आ रहा है। मित्रों, अब घर जैसा होगा ऐसा संस्कार घर के हर लोगों में हो। ये राजस्थान में गहलोत जी की सरकार भी पिछले 3-4 साल से लगातार देश भर में भ्रष्टाचार के सर्वेक्षण में, भ्रष्टाचार करने में नंबर 1 पर है, नंबर 1 पर है। माताओं, भाइयों, बहनों, खनन विभाग में 66,000 करोड़ का भ्रष्टाचार किया और बात वहां तक पहुंच गई, एक संत ने अपना आत्मविलोपन करना पड़ा, फिर भी भरतपुर में अवैध खनन फिर से चालू हो गया है। उदय सागर झील के नाम से 2000 करोड़ का भ्रष्टाचार, प्रतापगढ़ में 1000 करोड़ रुपए के लाइमस्टोन खान का भ्रष्टाचार, सचिवालय में अफसरों की अलमारी से 2 करोड़ रुपया और 1 किलो सोना निकलता है। गहलोत जी, जरा बताइए सोना किसका है भाई? हिसाब मांगना चाहिए या नहीं मांगना चाहिए? पीछे वाले बोलो, मांगना चाहिए या नहीं मांगना चाहिए? आपके पास मौका है अब हिसाब मांगने का कि सचिवालय के अंदर ये 2 करोड़ रुपया और 1 किलो सोना किसका है, उसका हिसाब दीजिए। काली सिंह बांध के नाम पर करोड़ों रुपए का घपला, गरीबों के राशन में 100 करोड़ रुपया चाऊ कर गए, वृद्धावस्था पेंशन में 450 करोड़ रुपया चाऊ कर गए। शर्म करो, शर्म करो। गरीब बच्चों का अनाज और वृद्धों के पैसे खाकर कोई सुखी नहीं होता है। गहलोत जी, ये सरकार भ्रष्टाचार की सरकार है। इस सरकार ने तो भ्रष्टाचार के सारे रिकॉर्ड तोड़ने का काम किया है। और अशोक गहलोत जी ने जितने भी वादे किए थे वो सारे वादे तोड़ दिए हैं मित्रों। 10 दिन के अंदर किसानों का कर्जा माफ करना था। मुझे बताओ हुआ है भाई? अरे जोर से बोलो, हुआ है? युवाओं को बेकारी भत्ता मिला है? उल्टा 19,000 किसानों की भूमि कुर्क करने का काम ये सरकार ने किया है। मित्रों, 19 से ज्यादा पेपर लीक हो चुके हैं। बेरोजगारी और बलात्कार में राजस्थान देश भर में नंबर 1 पर है और उनके ही प्रदेश कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष के बेटे टॉपर कर जाते हैं, जनता बिचारी रह जाती है। मित्रों, एक दूसरी बात है, इस प्रदेश में कानून और व्यवस्था की स्थिति बुरी तरह से चरमराई गई। 2000 में जयपुर में बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट हुआ था। मैं उस वक्त गुजरात का गृह मंत्री था, वसुंधरा जी यहां थी। सबको पकड़ा। इनके एडवोकेट जनरल को फुर्सत ही नहीं है पैरवी करने के और सारे से सारे लोग छूट गए। 50 लोगों को मारने वाले दहशतगर्द आतंकवादी आज निर्दोष छूट गए हैं और इनको शर्म नहीं आती। और मुझे कहते हैं कि क्या किया कन्हैया लाल ने। अरे तुम्हें, आपको पहले शर्म आनी चाहिए। माताओं, भाइयों, बहनों, बताओ कन्हैया लाल को सुरक्षा किसने नहीं दी? जोर से बोलो, किसने नहीं दी? जोर से बोलो, किसने नहीं दी? मर गया तब तक किसकी पुलिस चुप रही? अरे आप तो पकड़ना भी नहीं चाहते थे, एनआईए ने पकड़ा। और झूठ मत बोलो गहलोत जी, चार्जशीट नहीं हुई है। मैं डंके की चोट पर कहता हूं, 22 दिसंबर 2022 को चार्जशीट हो चुका है। स्पेशल कोर्ट बनाने का काम आपका है, जिससे जल्द सजा दी जाए। राजस्थान सरकार हाई कोर्ट को भरोसे में लेकर स्पेशल कोर्ट नहीं बनाती है, न तो आज तक कन्हैया लाल के दोषियों को फांसी पर लटका चुके होते। मित्रों, लटका चुके। इनको शर्म आनी चाहिए। ये वोट बैंक की राजनीति करते हैं। मैं आज इतना कहना चाहता हूं, मोदी जी ने PI5 पर बैन लगाया। गहलोत जी के राज में कोटा में PFI की रैली निकलती, चित्तौड़गढ़ में रतन सोनी की हत्या होती, करौली में हिंदू त्योहार बंद कर दिए जाते हैं, संघ का पथ संचलन बंद कर दिया गया है और 300 साल पुराना शिव मंदिर अलवर में ढहा दिया गया। भगवा ध्वज उतारने की हिमाकत ये गहलोत सरकार करती है। मैं आज पूछना चाहता हूं, आजादी के इतने सालों के बाद भी वोट बैंक की लालच में संविधान को साइड पर रखकर जिस प्रकार से बहुमत समाज के साथ अन्याय और अत्याचार हो रहे हैं, मैं आपको कहने आया हूं मित्रों, ये वोट बैंक की राजनीति करने वाले ही कर सकते हैं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी वोट बैंक की राजनीति नहीं करती है। मोदी जी के शासन में जब वसुंधरा जी थी तब भी यहां आतंकवाद पर लगाम कसने का काम भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने किया है। ये 3D से घिरी हुई सरकार है। 3D का मतलब है दंगा, महिलाओं से दुर्व्यवहार और दलितों पर अत्याचार। ये 3D से घिरी हुई अशोक गहलोत सरकार को हमने उखाड़ कर फेंक देना है। मित्रों, ये दंगा राज यहां पर हो चुका है। मैं आज आपको इतना ही कहना आया हूं मित्रों, आपके पास 2 मौके, एक आपको केंद्र सरकार भी चुननी है 24 में, एक राज्य सरकार भी चुननी, मगर एक वोट देने से दोनों काम होते हैं। तो राजस्थान वालों करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए? अरे जोर से बोलो यार, एक ही वोट देने से 2 काम होते हैं तो करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए? तो ट्रेलर पहले है, 23 में है। 23 के ट्रेलर में अशोक गहलोत सरकार को मूल के समेत उखाड़ कर फेंक दीजिए एक बार। तो 24 में अपने आप 25 सीटों का रास्ता प्रशस्त हो जाएगा और मोदी जी फिर से प्रधानमंत्री बनेंगे। मुझे बताओ माताओं, भाइयों, बहनों, मोदी जी को प्रधानमंत्री बनाना चाहते हो? ऐसे नहीं, दोनों हाथ उठाकर बोलो, चाहते हो? फिर से 25 सीट तीसरी बार राजस्थान से मोदी जी की झोली में डालेंगे। ये भ्रष्ट नकारा अशोक गहलोत सरकार को उखाड़ कर फेंक देंगे। यहां पूर्ण बहुमत की रिकॉर्ड तोड़ने वाली भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार बनाएंगे। कमल के निशान पर वोट देंगे। तो मेरे साथ दोनों हाथ उठाइए, उठाइए दोनों हाथ, विजय के संकल्प की मुट्ठी बींचिए और प्रचंड आवाज से बोलिए, भारत माता की, भारत माता की, वंदे वंदे वंदे। आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, प्रणाम।
धन्यवाद, धन्यवाद।
That's Home Minister Amit Shah, very clear, precise with what he's saying in the election-bound Rajasthan now. Also raked up the issue, remember, of the murder of Kanhaiya Lal that had happened, the tailor who was killed in Udaipur, who was beheaded literally. And the killers had even recorded the video. He said in an ideal society he would have, they would have got punishment by now directly. He should have been hanged, but nothing is happening. And he's also said, of course, seeking support for the Bharatiya Janata Party, targeting the government right now in Rajasthan, which is the Congress party. He's raking up the paper leak scam. Amit Shah is in Rajasthan, and this is clearly reflective of how the Prime Minister, the Home Minister focusing on election-bound states now, from Madhya Pradesh to Rajasthan and more. I'm leaving you with these visuals, heading into a very short break. When we return, more news and updates.
The India Today Group is pleased to announce the launch of a brand new online portal for our Best Colleges survey, featuring 6 years of ranking data as well as a wealth of granular information on thousands of institutes of higher learning. Our interactive portal offers easy access, analysis and guidance to our Best Colleges of India survey results for over 2,000 colleges across 14 streams. We invite everyone to visit our site, bestcolleges.indiatoday.in, and we wish aspiring students all the very best.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Updates coming in from Tamil Nadu, where Minister Senthil Balaji was first arrested by the ED, then dismissed by the governor, and that dismissal over midnight was put on hold. Remember, he was a minister in Stalin-led Tamil Nadu cabinet. The decision to dismiss him has now been kept on hold because sources are telling us that the governor will now be taking legal opinions of the Attorney General. DMK, interestingly, has meanwhile put up posters across the state depicting various other cases of several union ministers of state, asking if now the governor will write to Delhi seeking their removal as well. Remember, Senthil Balaji was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. Charges were of money laundering in an alleged cash for job scam. This happened on 14th June. Investigation is still underway. But he was retained still as a minister by Stalin in the cabinet. And now Tamil Nadu governor decided to go ahead dismiss him. It faced outrage by the Stalin government, asking how can the chief minister not being taken into confidence. But now, with the governor saying, but there are criminal proceedings that he's facing, that decision for now has been put on hold as well.
The Honorable Chief Minister now, through M.K. Stalin ji as opposition leader, has categorically requested the Honorable Governor then in 2016 and 18 to dismiss a minister from the ADMK government. Now in 2023, he calls this a constitutional crisis. The whole of Tamil Nadu knows Mr. Senthil Balaji is a corrupt minister. The whole of Tamil Nadu knows he continuing in the cabinet is definitely not the right thing. The whole of Tamil Nadu expects the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu to remove Mr. Senthil Balaji from the cabinet. Now the question of whether the governor has got powers or no powers, we don't want to get into that. Since the governor has chosen to go to the Attorney General and take his opinion and get back to us.
The actions of the governor are untenable. The governor has no business to pass the order what he has passed. He is undermining the constitution. He is acting like a clown. It is clear that his actions are intentional. This has never happened in the independent India, that a governor is unilaterally sacking a minister. If this analogy is accepted, then tomorrow the president may dismiss Mr. Amit Shah, stating that he is not able to find out, he is not able to stop the violence in Manipur. Normal situation has not returned in Manipur. They may do that. So why the governor is doing this? He wants to do this to ensure he wants to create a crisis situation, because the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu has become a national leader. He has made the entire opposition come together in Patna.
Stalin and his family are so much taken aback by the officials acting against Senthil Balaji. If Senthil Balaji were to be given in custody for a day or two, the entire government will topple. So they are scared to such an extent that they are using all legal means and ways to ensure Senthil Balaji doesn't go to the interrogation room first. And second, the diversion has to be taken out from Senthil Balaji to other issues.
All right, let's now take you to France, because that's where distressing visuals have been emerging for the past few days over riots. Full-blown looting, fire and violence has taken place after a teenager was shot dead by the cops in Paris. Here are some of the images coming in. Let's begin. Protesters are angry after police had fatally shot a 17-year-old boy. Now they have set in turn cars and public buildings ablaze in Paris suburb. Unrest is spreading to other French cities and towns. The French capital also saw garbage bins set ablaze and some store windows were smashed. Police and firefighters struggling to contain the protesters to extinguish numerous blazes through the night that have damaged schools, police stations, town halls and other public buildings as well. There was a fire outside mayor's office in another suburb of Paris. France has mobilized tens of thousands of police officers in an effort to head off to the widespread urban rioting areas following the deadly police shooting of the 17-year-old. This video shared on social media apparently showcasing how buses on fire in the suburbs as well. Despite government appeals for calm and vows that the order will be restored, riot and arson is still on. Armoured police vehicles ramming through the charred remains of cars that had been flipped and set ablaze in northwestern Paris suburb. Tens of thousands of police officers were deployed to quell the agitation, which have now gripped many parts of the country 3 nights in a row. So I'm going to leave you now with this special report coming in from Paris and its suburbs. These are violent protests that have raged on, turning into a full-blown riot. It's not just an agitation anymore, but after a teenager was fatally shot at by the cops over a traffic violation, even though French President Emmanuel Macron has convened a second cabinet meeting, sent out appeals, it doesn't seem to be working. What's happening then in France? Here's a report for you. Thank you for watching.
Protests continue in Paris over the fatal shooting of a teenager by police. The death of Nahel, a 17-year-old of Algerian descent, has again raised the issue of police brutality. The police officer involved in the shooting is under investigation. The incident has stirred up long simmering tensions between the police and youngsters of foreign origin. Police and firefighters struggled to contain protesters and extinguish numerous blazes through the night that damaged schools, police stations and town halls or other public buildings, according to a spokesperson for the National Police. French police fired tear gas and clashed with protesters on Thursday in the Paris suburb of Nanterre. The French government announced it would deploy tens of thousands more officers and crack down on neighborhoods where buildings and vehicles were torched. Protesters marched down the streets calling for justice for the 17-year-old teen.
J'ai confiance en la police pour plein de choses, mais
I trust the police for many things, but there's an increase in the number of deaths for no good reason, and that shouldn't happen. We deserve to be safe in our country, we pay our taxes, we have a right to be here. We are not going anywhere, and this leads nowhere. It's a war waged in vain, but we will get along. We will eventually get on with each other. We have to. We are all sitting at the same table.
Many activists have called the killing a racist act.
c'est des choses qui arrivent quand on est d'origine étrangère.
These are the things that happen when you're French but with foreign roots. We are not considered French and they only look at the color of our skin, where we come from, even if we were born in France. And even so, you can't just kill someone for no reason. So racism within the police kills, and way too many of them embrace far-right ideas. So this has to stop.
French President Emmanuel Macron held a special security meeting in Paris.
There's been some acts of violence in the past few hours against the police station, schools, city halls, so against the institutions and the republic. These acts are totally unjustifiable, and I want to thank all those who worked overnight, as the night before, to protect these institutions and bring back calm. The next few hours must lead to remembrance and respect, and the silent march must take place under these symbols. Then the protection of all the places and institutions, we'll talk about it, and the typification of what happened in the past few hours, and the preparation of the coming days, so total calm can come back. The Interior Minister will now update us on the night.
The death of Nahel and the violence that followed have put the focus on strained racial relations in France. Bureau Report, India Today.
Andheri subway submerged. Colonies waterlogged. Roads submerged. India's financial capital, Mumbai, is on high alert as monsoon sweeps across the country. Waterlogging led to traffic jams in several areas on Wednesday. water entered the police station in Manpada, where police personnel were seen working in water. The Met Department has predicted very heavy rain for Mumbai and central Maharashtra over the next 48 hours.
आने वाले 4-5 दिनों में महाराष्ट्र के कोंकण तट और अंदरी इलाकों मतलब जो घाट परिसर है मध्य महाराष्ट्र का, वहां हमने भारी से अति भारी वर्षा, बहुत बार हेवी रेन का चेतावनी दिया है.
The rains have kept the BMC on its toes.
हमें अंदेशा है कि अगले 4 से 5 दिन हैवी रेनफॉल होने वाली है. तो आज हमने सुबह मैंने जो हमारे जितने फील्ड ऑफिसर हैं, वार्ड ऑफिसर्स, जोनल डिप्टी कमिश्नर्स, हमारे जो स्टॉर्म वाटर ड्रेन के सैकड़ों इंजीनियर्स और ये 480 जो मेंटर्स हैं, इंजीनियर्स हैं डी वाटरिंग पंप्स के, उनको मैंने एक व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में आदेश दिया है कि कोई भी ऑफिस नहीं बैठेगा, सब मुझे लोग फील्ड में चाहिए.
The rains have claimed one life in Mumbai. A 38-year-old man died in Malad after a tree fell on him. Every year, the authorities have failed the average Mumbaikar, making the monsoons a nightmare and at times even a death trap for the citizens. Bureau Report, India Today.
Why does this happen? Let me tell you the science behind it.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today News Mode.
Months into 2023, Bollywood Report is here. While we all await the second half, we on India Today will give you a lowdown on what to expect in this episode of our special broadcast. Hello and welcome. You're watching Cinema Take 2. I'm Dipali Patel and I'm going to be taking you all through what's in store on Bollywood calendar for the rest of the year, starting with a brief discussion that I had with my colleague and entertainment editor Tushar Joshi at our Mumbai studio. Take a look.
Tiger always ready.
Bollywood geeks, here's a segment you don't want to miss. Me and our entertainment editor Tushar Joshi are here in our Mumbai studio to discuss the upcoming slate of Bollywood movies lined up for the next 6 months. First half of 2023 wasn't exactly good news for the Hindi film industry, with only Pathaan and the Kerala Story managing to clock some solid numbers at the ticket window. All eyes are now on the next 6 months, wherein biggies like Salman Khan, Akshay Kumar, Shah Rukh Khan, Ranveer Singh and Alia Bhatt will have their films lined up for release. So without any delay, let's get you into giving you a glimpse of what's lined up on the Bollywood platter for the rest of the 2023.
Right, Dipali, let's jump right into where the action is. And these films are in no particular order of release. At the top of our list, interestingly, is a three-way headway, a clash not into just 2 films, but with 3 films in particular. The first is Ranbir Kapoor's much-anticipated drama Animal. The second is Akshay Kumar's Oh My God 2. And the third is a follow-up to one of the biggest blockbusters of all time, Gadar, starring Sunny Deol and Amisha Patel. Now, all these films are set for release around the Independence Day weekend. Dipali, tell me, if you were given a choice to choose one title among these 3, which would be your choice?
That's a tough one to pick, Tushar, because, on one hand, we have Oh My God, which is a follow-up to the hugely successful 2012 release of the same name. On the other side, we have Ranbir Kapoor's Animal, whose first look and poster went viral for all the right reasons, while Gadar has its own loyal fan base. But speaking about Animal, Tushar, what do you have to say about this film?
Animal is a very interesting title, and for 2 big reasons. One being that Ranbir is doing an all-out action film with a lot of blood and gore. And the second that is working with the Kabir Singh director, Sandeep Reddy Vanga. Now this combination seems to be really deadly. One is because, we know Ranbir's charisma and we have seen it at play. And second is his sheer dedication to every role that he takes on. Also, Sandeep Reddy Vanga's take on love and romance and pushing that envelope in the genre is something to be watched. Animal, in my opinion, could be the dark horse in the race to emerge one of the biggest hits of the year.
Also for Ranbir fans, he has 3 looks to offer in this film, making it a treat to watch.
Absolutely, not one, but 3 different styles and looks for Ranbir Kapoor.
After this mega clash, we have 2 more titles which can easily be touted as the most anticipated releases of 2023. To say it in Bollywood lingo, wo aa gaye, mere Karan Arjun aa gaye. Hindi cinema's 2 bankable saviors, aka Shah Rukh Khan and Salman Khan, have 2 huge titles to their credit, which might resurrect 2023 from being an utter disappointment for the film industry. The first being Shah Rukh Khan's action extravaganza Jawan, the much delayed yet highly anticipated film, which was to release in June but has been pushed back to September first week. While Salman's Tiger will roar at the box office during Diwali. This means that the last quarter of 2023 is promising to be a double dhamaka for the audience at the ticket window. Tushar, I want to know from you, Shah Rukh Khan fans are super excited for Jawan. What do you have to say about this movie?
Well, Shah Rukh Khan fans are excited for Jawan, and they're also, I think it's a very sensitive film for them because he has just given them a lot of anxiety attacks just based on pushing and pulling that release date back and forth. And also Shah Rukh teasing us with those long hair, that fit bot he's made for the film, and of course the biggest reason is the director Atlee, who is collaborating with him on this project. I think a lot of people are really curious to see what these 2 guys bring to the table, and I know for one that everybody is excited to see this combination. Jawan's last teaser gave us a glimpse of what to expect, which is a lot of action, Shah Rukh Khan's sizzle, and Atlee's typical masala treatment that one has come to enjoy.
Talking about a lot of action, Tushar, isn't that also a reason why fans are excited for Salman Khan's Tiger 3, considering his last release wasn't the one that we all expected at the ticket counters?
Well, the last release definitely was not what the fans wanted, and there is Ek Tha Tiger, Tiger Zinda Hai, and now the follow-up in that series is Tiger 3. From what we hear, it's something of another scale, magnitude and proportion. A lot of the film has been shot outdoor in various locales around the world like Abu Dhabi, Russia and some other places. And I also know for a fact that Manish Sharma, who's directing the film, has ensured that Salman fans will get the right bang for their buck.
Tushar, 2023's final slate is not just Mardhar, but it also is about pyar, mohabbat and quirky prem katha, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think quirky is an apt word, Dipali, to discuss and describe our next title, because the film has all the elements to make it into a hatke Bollywood romance. Kartik Aaryan and Kiara Advani reunite after Bhool Bhulaiya 2 for Satya Prem Ki Katha. Now, Kartik is very popular with the Gen Z, and in particular the romance genre, which is back with its quintessential love story that might be the right antidote for Bollywood's not so bright performance at the box office. After all, when was the last time we watched a true blue love story this year?
You're absolutely right. It has been a while, and I don't remember watching one in the recent times, which makes Satya Prem Ki Katha an interesting pick. Tushar, I want to know from you, according to you, what sets this apart from Kartik's previous films?
Well, the trailer gave all of us a sneak peek into what could be one of the most offbeat love stories we've seen this year. And I think also Kartik and Kiara's chemistry, their on-screen jodi, has clicked with the audience in a big way with Bhool Bhulaiya 2. So what will be interesting to see is what new do they have to offer in Satya Prem Ki Katha.
Tushar, interestingly, another hit pair that will reunite on screen in 2023 is Ranbir Singh and Alia Bhatt, who will be seen in a totally different avatar from their last outing, Gully Boy, in Karan Johar's return to direction, Rocky Aur Rani Ki Prem Kahani. That colourful first look has got everyone talking about, hasn't it?
Well, colourful and Karan Johar sort of go hand in hand. And you're in for a treat when it's a Kejo film. There's always going to be Bollywood glam, there's going to be colour and glitz. And from what we hear, Rocky Aur Rani Ki Prem Kahani is a return to form for Kejo, whose last outing, Ae Dil Hai Mushkil, was a stylish take on unrequited love. Now this time around, it's news that Karan has reinvented the game and is dishing out Romance 2.0 for the real obsessed generation.
Also because Karan Johar is returning to direction after a gap of 7 years. It will be interesting to see what he has to offer as a director because times have changed and so has the taste of the audience. On that note, we wrap up our segment, leaving you all with a preview of what to expect in the next 6 months.
Happy viewing to all of you for the next 6 months from all of us at India Today.
OTT platforms have certainly left fans spoiled for choices when it comes to consuming content, but what's even better is that Indian shows are picking up at the same pace as foreign content, with several popular series getting renewed for a new season. From Anil Kapoor and Aditya Roy Kapoor star Night Manager to Mirzapur, Family Man and even Paatal Lok. Here's a list of Indian web series with new season in the offering.
The rise and rise of OTT platforms has left fans spoiled for choices when it comes to consuming content. While foreign content has often dominated streaming platforms, some Indian web series have left netizens quite impressed.
अंधेरे के उस पार रोशनी नहीं, अक्सर और गहरा अंधेरा होता है। और हम एक नया नियम ऐड कर रहे हैं। मिर्जापुर की गद्दी पे बैठने वाला कभी भी नियम बदल सकता है। गुड्डू पंडित वापस आ गए, वो जाएंगे नहीं। अगली बार दुश्मन हाथ लगा तो बचेगा नहीं।
Guddu Bhaiya, Golu Gupta and Kaleen Bhaiya are all set to battle it out in the third season of Amazon Prime's action crime thriller Mirzapur. The team wrapped up the shoot for the third season back in December 2022 and an official release date is yet to be announced. The show follows the story of the iron-fisted Akhandanand Tripathi, played by Pankaj Tripathi, who is a millionaire carpet exporter and the mafia don of Mirzapur, whose path crosses with Guddu Pandit, played by Ali Fazal. India's most favourite spy Shrikant Tiwari will be back for yet another season of The Family Man. Yes, lead star Manoj Bajpayee confirmed the news in an exclusive chat with India Today.
The contract, we are waiting for the contract to come to our lawyers, and now the process is starting now. By the end of this year, I think we are going to shoot. We're starting to shoot now. So once the shoot will be over, it takes around 8 months after that. Post-production is humongous of any series. Especially Family Man, it requires so much of hard work, mainly after the film shooting is over.
Season 3 is currently in the pre-production stage already. According to reports, the latest season could focus on the COVID pandemic and relations with China. However, fans are bound to be entertained with lots of action, espionage and thrills. Director duo Raj and DK's spy thriller series tells the story of Shrikant Tiwari.
करे सो आज करे सो अब खिस रहा है रोज तू फल मिलेगा कब उसकी खुद की खुशी के लिए तूने क्या
A middle-class man secretly working as an intelligence officer for an agency.
Made in Heaven believes the wedding.
Helmed by Zoya Akhtar, Made in Heaven starring Arjun Mathur and Shobita Dholipala in lead roles became an instant hit in 2019.
Welcome to the Parivar.
Set in New Delhi, the show traces the truth behind the lavish weddings of the elite, while also focusing on personal issues faced by the wedding planners.
Like this classy style, but people will not understand, no? They will think we are not spending.
The drama web series even got an international Emmy nomination for Arjun in the Best Actor category back in 2020.
साइड लगा.
Delhi Crime Season 3 has also been confirmed.
I don't have the details yet, but I don't know, there's just something not right.
The first 2 seasons of the popular and gripping crime series starred Shefali Shah, Rasika Duggal and Rajesh Telang in pivotal roles.
This crime is not just heinous. It's insanity. We have 2 victims. बस पर 6 लोगों ने पर हमला किया. सखी के साथ जो हुआ है मैंने पहले कभी नहीं देखा.
The series shows real investigations undertaken by the Delhi police. The series received critical acclaim with praise for its performances, writing, and became the first Indian series to receive an International Emmy Award for Outstanding Drama Series in 2020.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I'm... You can.
If she was my girlfriend, I would have died for her.
I don't want to ever see a woman in this situation again. Ever.
A third season of Kota Factory is also in the works. Set in Kota, the show retells the story of an earnest but exceptional student and his friends navigating campus life in a popular coaching institute.
ये सबको होता है.
मैं सपना देख रहा हूँ. ये सपना तो नहीं है. आईटी इसलिए करो क्योंकि टफ है. और टफ बैटल लड़ने में कॉन्फिडेंस आता है लाइफ.
एक नहीं 3 दुनिया है. सबसे ऊपर स्वर्गलोक जिसमें देवता रहते हैं.
पाताल लोक. After the success of the first season,
जिसमें आदमी रहते हैं और सबसे नीचे पाताल लोक.
Amazon Prime Video had announced the second season of Patal Lok in 2022. The first season focused on the story of a disillusioned cop who lands the case of an assassination attempt gone wrong.
सर कोई है जो सबूत मिटा रहा है. त्यागी का चित्रकूट के साथ कनेक्शन. ग्वाला भाई, मास्टर जी, इनका कोई ना कोई कनेक्शन है सर.
The plot details of the second season have been kept under wraps.
ऑलरेडी सस्पेंशन में हूँ, नौकरी से हाथ धो बैठोगे. कभी कभी पाताल लोक के जो कीड़े हैं ना, वो धरती लोक के आदमियों को काट लेते हैं और उनके काटने से होता है.
Entertainment Bureau, India Today.
From Last Stories 2 to Jack Ryan Season 4, we on India Today have a solid weekend binge watch plan for you all. Take a look. Confused about what to binge over the weekend? We get you the list of top shows and films to watch from the comfort of your sofas. Now, from Last Stories 2 to Jack Ryan Season 4, here's your binge-worthy weekend watch list. Last Stories 2.
ये शरीर भी ना माउंट फूजी की तरह एक ज्वालामुखी है.
This Netflix anthology film has grabbed the right eyeballs ever since the first one set a benchmark. Last Stories 2, like the first film in the series, is bold, lustful, full of drama and overdose of romance.
Oh my God. इससे पहले टेस्ट ड्राइव करते हो ना, तो शादी से पहले नो टेस्ट ड्राइव.
What's better this time around is the star cast. Well, who could have thought Kajol would be a part of Last Stories? And interestingly, 4 stories will see talents like Lovebirds, Tamanna Bhatia and Vijay Varma, who by the way are painting the town red with their Kashi romance. Apart from them, Last Stories will also feature Neena Gupta, Mrunal Thakur and Tilotama Shom among others. Meanwhile, Amit Sharma, Konkana Sen Sharma, Sujoy Ghosh and R. Balki take the charge as directors to deliver their stories. Jack Ryan Season 4.
2 days ago, a strike team assassinated President Udo.
After an exciting 3 seasons, Jack Ryan is set to return with its 4th installment.
It terrifies me. You need to manage this, Jack. Yes, sir. What are you going to tell him? This corruption goes way higher than the CIA. Hey, buddy. Say welcome. I figured we could use the help. Wish me luck.
The thriller series, which has an association with Amazon Prime Video, will have 2 new episodes from Season 4 aired every week starting from June 30th till its season finale on July 14th.
Is ever employed? I need to find out who's behind all this. And to be honest with you, you're all I've got. See this? Now I'm blushing. So what are we getting at?
Convergence.
Jack Ryan is inspired by Tom Clancy's novel, and the first season in this franchise first premiered in 2018 with John Krasinski headlining the show.
Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind.
What have you got?
The individual behind these transactions could be a high-level target. His name is Suleiman.
How come you're the only one that knows about this mystery man?
I was just following the money, sir. They have cells. Human.
Well, when it comes to what to expect from Season 4, as per the trailer, it will have Jack recruiting Domingo Chavez to help him uncover a conspiracy within the CIA and stop the union of a drug cartel with a terrorist group.
The world is a game board of changing hands. Nothing but vipers beyond these walls.
You do not know who these people are. Sure, I'll meet him soon enough.
However, before the series, the novel was even adapted into a film franchise with Alec Baldwin and later Harrison Ford playing the key parts in the film. Hence, with so much happening around this novel, what comes next in this brand new season surely makes for an interesting watch.
Jack, what the hell are you?
Sure you want to know?
What'd he say? He hung up on me. Typical.
The Night Manager Part 2.
रावण की लंका जलाने के लिए आग तो लगानी पड़ेगी.
Now, when the first part of Aditya Roy Kapoor's The Night Manager premiered on Disney Plus Hotstar, it left a wave of excitement and a level of anticipation for what the second part would bring.
Lieutenant Shantanu Sen Gupta.
We have to get to Shailendra Rumta. वो दुनिया के सबसे खतरनाक लोगों में से एक है.
वो मुझे उसके करीब क्यों आने देगा?
उसे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता तुम कहाँ से आ रहे हो, तुम कहाँ जा रहे हो, वो मैटर करता है.
The wait will finally be over as this weekend also brings The Night Manager Part 2 for the binge watchers.
तुम्हें बस शैली का भरोसा जीतना है.
चोरी कर चुके हो, पुलिस वालों पे अटैक कर चुके हो, इंटरनेशनल लुकआउट नोटिस भी है. नाइस. मिस्टर नाइट मैनेजर को होस्ट करने की अब हमारी बारी. Welcome to the family.
The first one ended with Shan, essayed by Aditya Roy Kapoor, accepting the CEO position after Anil Kapoor's right hand was arrested in Riyadh owing to being set up.
My name is Shan Sen Gupta. I'm the night manager.
ये काम जितना मुश्किल है, उससे कई ज़्यादा खतरनाक है.
To the king of the world. Cheers. Everybody down. You give money. We give you both. No. Go.
तुमने मेरे बेटे की जान बचाई. Welcome to the family.
And Part 2 will now be carrying on from there. The series is the Hindi adaptation of Tom Hiddleston's thriller of the same name.
रिमोट लग गई है. इलाज करना पड़ेगा, वरना पूरे घर को आग लगानी पड़ेगी.
उसे शक है. वो तुम्हें जिंदा नहीं छोड़ेगा.
जिंदा तो मैं पहले भी नहीं था. अब क्या जान की फिक्र करूं?
कौन है हमारे बीच जो लीक कर रहा है ये सब? Is it you, Shan?
Affa.
संयम रखो, संयम रखो.
Sudhir Mishra's Affa released in theatres but failed to bring footfall despite a unique take on the rumours.
टूट गया संयम.
क्या हो रहा है विक्की? क्या कर रहे हो तुम?
Why are we answerable to a bunch of self-styled activists sitting in Delhi?
Because my fiancé is the future deputy leader of the party.
Now the film will start streaming on Netflix and fans can finally watch it and build their perception of this Nawazuddin Siddiqui and Bhumi Pednekar starrer.
Dear Papa, भाग रही हूँ तो कहीं ना कहीं गलती आपकी भी होगी.
पे ट्रेंड कर रहा है वीडियो.
मैंने बोला था ना, सावलपुर छोड़ पूरे इंडिया में कहीं नहीं छिप सकते ये दोनों.
आपकी फोटो दीदी के साथ पूरे सावलपुर में कचौरियों के भाव बढ़ रही है.
भाई तो
अफवाह तो है, पर फिक्र किसे है? ना तो फैलाने वाले को, ना यकीन करने वाले को.
The Witcher Season 3, Volume 1.
Neutrality will certainly help in keeping you alive.
Neutrality has consequences too.
Henry Cavill starrer The Witcher Season 3 will release in 2 volumes, and good news for the fans of this show is that the first one is up for viewing on Netflix this weekend.
Connected. And she's the center of it.
What makes this 5-episode series worth watching all the more is the fact that this will be Cavill's last time playing Geralt of Rivia before he exits this show.
Foretell an even more menacing future.
We're witches.
Is that so?
This weekend watch list surely comes as a treat for viewers who wish to stay at home and binge content. Entertainment Bureau, India Today. Well, that's all we could pack in this episode of our special broadcast today. Keep watching In the Club from Monday to Friday at 2:30 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. only on India Today to get your daily dose of entertainment. This is me, Dipali Patel, signing off for today. Till next time, thanks for watching and goodbye.
Snail mucin, mugwort, rice, Centella asiatica are all Cape Beauty favorites. Whether it works or not is always up for debate, but the world has really enjoyed relaxing in a Korean sheet mask to unwind, and they surely hydrate well for a Korean kind of a glass skin glow. The latest entrant, salmon sperm. K-Beauty has made it a super hot commodity. In the music video for Vegas, Doja Cat is seen smearing a face with a cosmetic stick. If reports are to be believed, this product was made from salmon collagen and salmon PDRN to enhance skin elasticity.
It's really a polynucleotide, and what it does is it has an anti-inflammatory role, so it helps reduce inflammation in the skin. This is all because of the wound healing response, and so this is why it's become such a popular ingredient right now.
K-Beauty, no doubt, is a cult favorite, further enhanced by K-pop culture that is a big deal amongst Gen Z. BTS and Blackpink are all over the place, and if you notice, they emulate a certain aesthetic standard which just cannot be accidental. While the Koreans have skin that's definitely different from Indians, some basics of skincare remain standard across the board. Cleanse, tone, moisturize, and do not forget the sunblock. How simple is that?
Korean people, there are about 5 to 6 skincare routine that we follow, which start from skin, lotion, essence, cream, eye cream. So basically, little effort is required to have a flawless skin. Yeah.
To say that Koreans are too serious about their skincare would be a huge understatement. But through all their 10-step routine lies a simple philosophy: moisturize and hydrate well. In New Delhi, with Vaishnavi Harbar, Lifestyle Bureau, India Today.
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 38 and minimum 27 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 28 and minimum 25 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 36 and minimum 27 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 29 and minimum 21 degrees. Chennai, maximum 34 and minimum 28 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 32 and minimum 24 degrees.
Why does this happen? Let me tell you the science behind it.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today News Mo.
Kerala's public health, all political parties traveling from different parts.
Armed with facts,
Looking at political back.
she takes the news by its horns.
You think the future of these students are not hampered?
Fierce, bold, and direct, setting the tone for the biggest stories from every corner and every angle. Expect nothing but the unfiltered truth.
News first, niceties later. Watch me, Nabila Jamal, on India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
You are watching India Today.
Fire breaks out at Vizag building. Vizag Pharma Company has been gutted in fire. Black plume of smokes in Vizag skies. No casualties, thankfully, reported in that fire. This is a pharma company which has been completely gutted in a fire in Visakhapatnam. Good afternoon and a warm welcome to India Today. I'm Paulami Saha. These are the headlines we're tracking at the top of this hour. Uniform Civil Code Bill likely to be tabled in the monsoon session of Parliament. Parliamentary panel to meet stakeholders on July 3rd on UCC. Prime Minister Modi takes the metro to travel to Delhi University for centenary celebrations. Hails DU students, says Delhi University is a movement.
तब लक्ष्य था भारत की स्वतंत्रता। अब हमारा लक्ष्य है 2047 तक विकसित भारत का निर्माण।
Amid controversy over Senthil's dismissal, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Stalin meets experts to chalk out legal strategy. Karnataka High Court shoots down Twitter plea against Modi government. Twitter to pay 50 lakh rupees penalty. High Court traps Twitter for non-compliance. Land that was seized from gangster Atiq will be home to 76 families. UP Chief Minister to hand over apartment keys to owners. Rahul Gandhi meets families of victims in Manipur's Moirang to meet Manipur governor shortly. News coming in right now via sources. Uddhav Thackeray's faction of the Shiv Sena is to support the Modi government on Uniform Civil Code. Top sources in the Uddhav faction of the Shiv Sena has in fact confirmed to India Today that they will toe the old line on Uniform Civil Code, which was to support the legislation. Now, this will provide a major boost to the centre. So, the Uddhav Thackeray faction of the Shiv Sena is likely to support the government on Uniform Civil Code. Munish Pandey, my colleague, is joining me live from the newsroom with this breaking piece of information. Munish, this is likely to provide a big boost to the centre, which is of course cobbling together numbers, especially in the Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha, obviously it has a comfortable majority, but it is the Rajya Sabha which is going to be the bigger test for the centre.
Well, Paulami, as far as UCC is concerned, remember the biggest hurdle for the Bharatiya Janata Party and the centre is going to be Rajya Sabha numbers. As of now, we have been given to understand is that out of 237, it will be very comfortable for the government to get 109 numbers, but still they will be falling short of, 10 Rajya Sabha members. As far as Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena is concerned, they have 3 Rajya Sabha members, so it is going to be extremely important for the government to get as much support as they can get from any party. And at this point of time, amid all the conflicts between Uddhav Thackeray and the Modi government, the Shiv Sena, the Uddhav Thackeray faction of Shiv Sena, has decided to support government on UCC, and that is why it is going to be extremely important. Now, as far as politics is concerned, remember at this point of time, Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena is with the opposition parties. They also participated in the opposition meet recently, but now with this UCC, on this UCC, they're supporting the government. It is going to be a conflict of interest as far as opposition is concerned. How the Shiv Sena will handle this, this is going to be a major challenge for them. But as far as the latest development is concerned, Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena supporting the government on UCC, this is a breaking piece of information we are getting at this point of time.
The BJP, of course, Munish, will be watching this with much amusement because at least 2 parties who attended that opposition party meeting in Patna have now said that they will support the NDA on the Uniform Civil Code when it is brought to Parliament. That includes the Aam Aadmi Party and now the Uddhav Thackeray faction of the Shiv Sena.
Of course, Paulami, and becomes very important at this point of time. As far as Shiv Sena is concerned, from time and again, from years and decades, what Shiv Sena has been saying that UCC is something which should be, in the country, and that is why Shiv Sena had decided to toe the old line of the party, and that is why when I spoke to sources, the top politicians in the Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena, what they have confirmed us, they are going to support government, and it is going to be extremely important as far as numbers are concerned. The government at this point of time is falling short by few numbers in Rajya Sabha, but with the support of Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena, 3 Rajya Sabha members, they might get the magic number very comfortably. We have been given to understand is that the BJP is already in talks with some other parties also to get the support. There are some parties like BRS, they have not given a clear indication whether they will support or not, but we have been given to understand is that BJP will be reaching out to some of the parties, and at this point of time, amid all this, when Shiv Sena of Uddhav Thackeray has decided to support the government on UCC, it is going to be extremely important for the government.
Okay, so it is, of course, going to be extremely important for the government, and this is crucial support which is coming in. Just goes to show the chinks in the armor as far as the opposition is concerned, because it's one thing to come together and align on the plank, Munish, that you want to, in fact, oppose the Bharatiya Janata Party, that you're opposed to the Bharatiya Janata Party. But when it comes to ideology and meeting of minds, there's still a long way to go for the opposition.
Well, Paulami, not only this UCC, but there will be Lok Sabha elections and then there will be state elections in Maharashtra. As far as Shiv Sena is concerned, they have always fought the election battle in terms of ideology, and their ideology has always been on Hindutva line, the same ideology of Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, as far as state elections are concerned, they are of the opinion that if they make a U-turn because of their conflict with the centre, with the Modi government, it is not going to be go down very easily or comfortably with the voters of Maharashtra. And keeping all this in mind, they decided that they should toe the old line. There was a meeting between the senior leaders of Shiv Sena, and there they decided that they should support the government because of their ideology, because of their old line as far as UCC is concerned, and that is why they have made this decision amid all the conflict between Devendra Fadnavis and Uddhav Thackeray, between Shiv Sena of Uddhav Thackeray and Modi government. they decided to support the government on this matter. But as you rightly pointed out, with they participating in the opposition meet, how well it will go down with the other opposition parties, especially with NCP and all, we have to wait and watch for that.
Okay, how that goes down, of course, with the other opposition parties, especially MVA partners in the state of Maharashtra, the NCP and the Congress, how are they going to, of course, position themselves? Are they going to come together in order to oppose the Bharatiya Janata Party, or are they going to support the idea of a uniform civil code? Do you think that this will cause trouble within the MVA in Maharashtra, Munish?
Well, Paulami, as far as Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi is concerned, remember, there were some matters where there was dispute between all three parties, whether it was a matter of PM's degree, whether it was a matter of Savarkar, the comment made by Rahul Gandhi. There was some dispute between all these three parties. As far as UCC is concerned, Congress has made it very clear that they are going to oppose this. As far as NCP is concerned, we have been given to
Hold
understand
on for a moment over there. Anand Dubey of the Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena is joining us at the moment. Anandji, you have decided to support the government on UCC?
नमस्कार।
नमस्कार सर।
देखिए, यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड पर हमारा स्टैंड पहले जो था वही आज भी है। हम तो चाहते थे कि ये एक ऐसा कानून बने इस देश में जो समान नागरिक कानून हो, सभी को समान न्याय मिले। तो ठीक है, सरकार इसको बहुत लेट से ला रही है। यही चीज जब वो गवर्नमेंट में आए थे 2014 में, 15 में, 16 में ले आते। अब ठीक है, वो जब भी ला रहे हैं तो हम तो समर्थन ही करेंगे, क्योंकि हम तो चाहते थे कि ये कानून बने। अब सरकार चुनाव को देखते हुए कर रही है, क्या कर रही है मुझे नहीं पता, बट यह कानून आएगी, हमारी मांग शुरू से रही है। आदरणीय बाला साहब ठाकरे जी हमेशा से इसके समर्थक रहे हैं, उद्धव ठाकरे जी रहे हैं, तो इसमें मैं नहीं समझता कोई नई बात।
पर एक तरह से फिर ओपोजिशन में एक तरह की तकरार दिखाई देती है, क्योंकि सारे ओपोजिशन पार्टीज, आनंद जी,
अलग पार्टी है मैडम, हमारी विचारधारा अलग है। हम अपने विचारधारा पर चलने वाले लोग हैं, और महागठबंधन कैसे आगे बढ़ेगा, क्या बढ़ेगा, हमारे बड़े नेता देख लेंगे। फिलहाल इस विषय पे हम यूसीसी के साथ खड़े हैं।
आप यूसीसी के साथ खड़े हैं, तो आप ये साफ कर रहे हैं कि जो इंडिया टुडे ने अभी बताया कि यूसीसी का बिल जब लाया जाएगा पार्लियामेंट में, आपकी जो शिवसेना है वो सपोर्ट करेगी बिल को?
बिल्कुल, हमारे नेता, सर्वोच्च नेता आदरणीय उद्धव बाला साहब ठाकरे जी ने भी कह दिया कोई चीज, तो लकीर होती है कार्यकर्ताओं की।
जी बिल्कुल, पर इससे ओपोजिशन पर क्या फर्क पड़ेगा सर? आपको नहीं लगता है कि एक तरह से यही तो भाजपा कह रही है कि आपकी विचारधाराएं अलग है सबकी?
अपोजिशन की बातें अपोजिशन के बड़े बड़े लीडर बैठ के देख लेंगे।
पर जब विचारधाराएं अलग है सर, जब विचारधाराएं ही अलग हैं, तो किस तरह से आप एक मत बना पाएंगे? काफी सारे इश्यूज होंगे।
मैडम 25 अलग अलग विचारधाराओं के दलों को लेकर पंडित अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी सरकार इतिहास में चला चुके हैं। तो विचारधाराएं अलग अलग होती हैं, लेकिन देश निर्माण में, देश की एकता अखंडता के लिए कभी कभी सब एक मंच पे आते हैं।
जी आनंद जी, शुक्रिया for speaking to India Today. So that is of course the UBT Shiv Sena there, making it absolutely clear that they will be supporting the Uniform Civil Code on the floor of the House when it comes to Parliament, both in the upper house and the lower house of Parliament. Remember that there is already the news that there is a possibility that the government could in fact bring the Uniform Civil Code Bill to Parliament during this monsoon session of Parliament itself, which is expected to commence on July 17. Munish Pandey, my colleague, breaking this story here first on India Today. Munish, that is of course a confirmation coming in on record that as far as the Shiv Sena is concerned, the UBT faction, the Uddhav Thackeray faction is concerned, there's nothing to be guessed over there. They will be supporting the UCC because that has been always the line as far as the Shiv Sena is concerned from Balasaheb Thackeray's time.
Of course, Paulami, and Shiv Sena at this point of time is not only looking at UCC, but they are also eyeing on the Lok Sabha elections and the state elections. As far as Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena is concerned, their ideology has been Hindutva. As far as UCC is concerned, time and again they have said that UCC is something which should be brought in by the government as soon as possible. At this point of time, if they change their ideology, if they change their stand on UCC, it won't go good. It won't go down good with the voters, and that is why they have decided to support the government as far as UCC is concerned. Now, with this support, what Uddhav Thackeray will face is the, there will be some dispute between the Congress party and Shiv Sena of Uddhav Thackeray, the NCP and Shiv Sena of Uddhav Thackeray. That is going to be there. But how the Uddhav Thackeray faction of Shiv Sena is going to handle this, that is going to be a major challenge, because NCP and Congress at this point of time, they have made it very clear that they are not going to support the government as far as UCC is concerned. Numbers are going to be extremely important. The government is still falling sort of numbers, in Rajya Sabha. But with 3 Rajya Sabha members supporting the government, it is going to be a major boost for the government. And it looks like that the other parties are also in conversation with the government, and they might also come in support of the government. So as far as Shiv Sena is concerned, what they are claiming, and when I spoke to my sources within the Shiv Sena, they are saying that it was an old line of the party, and that is why they have decided to stick with it. Their conflict with the center, their conflict with the Modi government, their conflict in the state with the current government and their Fadnavis will continue, but they will support the government on UCC.
Okay, so the Uddhav Thackeray faction of the Shiv Sena, they're all set to support the Uniform Civil Code Bill when it is brought to Parliament. Munish Pandey, thank you for joining us. Now, Modi Sarkar is to move forward with its UCC push. Uttarakhand UCC committee has given its report with unanimous consent, emphasizing that it has been given with emphasis on gender equality and Divyangs. Tribal communities' concerns have also been a top focus, is what the committee says. However, no discussion has been held on LGBTQ+ rights by the panel. Now, according to sources, the government could well table a bill on implementing a uniform civil code across the country in the monsoon session of Parliament, which is set to begin next month. The bill may be also sent to a parliamentary standing committee, that is, of course, if there is no consensus on it, which will then hear from stakeholders on the subject of Uniform Civil Code. BJP Rajya Sabha MP Sushil Modi-led parliamentary committee with 31 MPs who are members of that committee are also scheduled to meet on July 3rd to hear their views, to exchange views on Uniform Civil Code.
Drafting of the proposed Uniform Civil Code of Uttarakhand is now complete. The report of the expert committee, along with the draft code, would soon be printed and submitted to the government of Uttarakhand. And I can tell you that will be very soon.
तो सक्सेशन के मामले में, अडॉप्शन के मामले में, डाइवोर्स के मामले में, मैरिज के मामले में लोग जानबूझकर ये दुष्प्रचार करते हैं कि आपके जो व्यक्तिगत कानून को खत्म कर दिए जाएंगे। तो इसलिए डाइवर्सिटी का ध्यान में रखते हुए ही तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने आधे दर्जन मामलों में ये कहा कि कॉमन सिविल कोड बनना चाहिए, यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड बनना चाहिए। तो इसलिए इस पर मतभिन्नता हो सकती है लोगों के, लेकिन सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आधे दर्जन ऑर्डर हैं, स्टैंडिंग ऑर्डर हैं, 2023 का ऑर्डर है कि अब तक क्यों देर हो रही, क्यों नहीं, और यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड लागू होना चाहिए। तो हम तो जो संविधान में लिखा है उसी को लागू करने की दिशा में भारतीय जनता पार्टी आगे बढ़ने का प्रयास कर रही है।
News coming in right now. The legal division of the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh is also working on legalities of UCC. Sangh affiliations are working on ground to create support for UCC. So the RSS also is going to put forth its views as far as UCC is concerned. Remember that the Law Commission will be consulting various religious groups and outfits and various stakeholders in the process of preparing its report on the possibility of implementing a uniform civil code across the country. The RSS now, we hear from sources, is also working on the ground through Sangh affiliates to create support for the UCC and is also, in fact, consumed with the legalities of UCC. So the legal division of the RSS is also, in fact, doing its homework as we speak, because they will also be giving their views to the Law Commission, the 22nd Law Commission, which in fact is currently engaged in preparing a report for the government on Uniform Civil Code. Remember today, of course, we've heard reports that the government is mulling the possibility of bringing a UCC bill to Parliament during the monsoon session of Parliament, which is to commence on July 17. Likely, the confirmation is yet to come, but it wants to do that as soon as possible, set the ball rolling before the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. This is obviously a very contentious issue. Several religious bodies, affiliates and stakeholders will be consulted as first the Law Commission prepares its report, then gives it to the government. Then, of course, the government will work on a draft bill, which it will then subsequently bring to Parliament for passage. At the moment, the government also working the back channels to secure support. And just a short while ago, we, of course, reported on how the Uddhav Thackeray faction of the Shiv Sena is extending its support for UCC.
विल कोड का ड्राफ्ट बनाने वाली कमेटी जस्टिस सेवानिवृत्त रंजना प्रकाश देसाई जी की अध्यक्षता में वो कमेटी ने 1 साल से अधिक समय से लोगों के बीच में जाके काम किया है। 2 लाख से भी ज़्यादा लोगों से बात की है और अनेकों स्टेक होल्डरों से भी उसने बात की है। विभिन्न संगठनों के लोग, धार्मिक संगठनों के लोग, सभी से, बुद्धिजीवियों से, सबसे बात की है और बात करने के बाद उनका ड्राफ्ट तैयार हो रहा है। ड्राफ्ट लगभग पूरा होने की ओर है। जैसे ही हमको ड्राफ्ट मिलेगा हम उसका अवलोकन करेंगे।
जी, हमारी प्राथमिकता पे है, हमारे संकल्प पत्र में है और उस संकल्प पत्र के कारण ही हमें लोगों ने बहुमत दिया था और हमारे सत्ता में है। इसलिए हमारी प्राथमिकता है कि यूसीसी लागू करना। और यूसीसी के बारे में अगर देखा जाए तो आज़ादी के बाद अनेकों लीडरों ने, अनेकों ने, सभी पार्टियों ने इसका समर्थन भी किया है। यूसीसी से किसी का भी नुकसान नहीं होने वाला। हर जाति, धर्म, मुस्लिम, हिंदू, सिख, ईसाई सभी को लाभ होगा। देश एक रूपता से, मजबूती से विकास करेगा तो उस विकास का सभी को फायदा होगा। इस कारण से यूसीसी
they went to the court and made some case about the government's action, and the court has rejected it. So I say again to all the platforms that the government of India does not want to come in the way of their business, their growth, their innovation. But certainly, regardless of whether you're big or small, foreign or Indian, in India and on the Indian internet, you must respect.
सेंसिटिव और महत्वपूर्ण विषय है। इसके ऊपर कोई अंतिम निर्णय लेने के लिए पहले सरकार एक अपना पक्ष रखें कि क्या वो प्रस्ताव रख रहे हैं, क्या क्या रखना चाहते हैं, नहीं रखना चाहते हैं, और उसके बाद फिर जो जितने भी स्टेक होल्डर्स हैं उसमें समय लग सकता है, समय दें। कानून कोई रोज़ नहीं बनता।
It is against fundamental rights, Article 25 of the Constitution. I have been saying that first you bring in uniform civil code among Hindus. Here, why one Agama rule is coming? Remove uniform civil code should first remove Agama rules. Only then uniformity will prevail. Otherwise, what is uniformity? So let them remove Agama rules. First implement uniform civil code in Hinduism. Then let them think of other religions.
Commission on third on UCC rollout, sir. What's your answer?
TMC is opposed to rollout of uniform civil code. We feel that it was a constitutional assurance that UCC will be implemented when the minorities agree. There has been no consensus on this issue. So TMC would oppose UCC rollout at this time.
Prime Minister Modi takes the metro to travel to Delhi University for the centenary celebrations and hails DU students as Delhi University is a movement that on the other side of this very short break.
You are watching India Today.
The
India Today Group is pleased to announce the launch of a brand new online portal for our Best Colleges survey, featuring 6 years of ranking data as well as a wealth of granular information on thousands of institutes of higher learning. Our interactive portal offers easy access, analysis and guidance to our Best Colleges of India survey results for over 2,000 colleges across 14 streams. We invite everyone to visit our site, bestcolleges.indiatoday.in, and we wish aspiring students all the very best.
The Green India Challenge, an initiative to raise Telangana's green cover, is creating records. TRS MP Joginapalli Santosh Kumar, who launched the initiative in July 2018, has found a place in the Limca Book of Records for getting maximum trees planted in an hour, a task the MP's Green Drive executed in 2021. The Green India Challenge aims to increase Telangana's forest cover from 24% to 33%.
This is my 6th year, 5 years completed, and I can proudly say I've with this initiation, with this initiative, I can say we have planted 17.5 crore plants till now.
Over the last 5 years, many celebrities have joined the Green India Challenge. Amitabh Bachchan, Amir Khan, Sanjay Dutt, Salman Khan, Ajay Devgan, Kangana Ranaut, the Oscar-winning RRR team are among the film stars who extended support to the cause. Santosh Kumar wants the Green India Challenge to be a bigger people's movement.
Main motto of this Green India Challenge is to aware people how important is plantation, how important is this environment, how it is badly affecting our environment. So I just want to make everybody, think everybody about plantation.
The Green India Challenge, with the motto of Hara Hai To Bhara Hai, does not confine itself to just cities or villages. It also covers the Kisara Reserve Forest, the Karipalli Reserve Forest and the Mumbapur Nallaveli Reserve Forest. Bureau Report, India Today. People often donate heart and eyes, but now you can also donate your skin. North India's first skin bank is ready in Delhi's Safdarjung Hospital. Eligible disease donors can donate skin and give someone a new lease of life. Burn victims can immensely benefit from these skin banks for their graft surgeries.
स्किन बैंकिंग में ये खास बात है कि इसमें कोई मैचिंग की जरूरत नहीं है। कोई भी पेशेंट स्किन डोनेट कर सकता है। उस मरीज की, उस डिजीज़ की दी हुई स्किन किसी भी दूसरे मरीज में इस्तेमाल हो सकती है। ना कोई ब्लड ग्रुपिंग मैचिंग चाहिए, ना कोई और HLA मैचिंग चाहिए। और जिसमें ये स्किन हमने लगाई है उसको जीवन में कोई स्टेरॉयड और इम्यूनोसप्रेसेंट्स खाने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है।
Safdarjung Hospital authorities are also doing everything they can to make people aware about skin donation. With the help of specialized equipment and proven techniques, donated skin is processed and stored in bank before transplantation.
इतने सारे वार्ड्स हैं जो भी नए डॉक्टर्स ज्वाइन करते हैं, जूनियर रेजिडेंट्स हैं, वो ज्वाइन करते हैं तो उनको सेमिनार्स लेके, उनको इन्फॉर्म करके उनको बताया जाएगा। डेथ फॉर्म है, जब हम लोग उसको साइन करते हैं तो उसमें भी हम सोच सकते हैं कि हम उसमें भी ऐड करा दें कि हम आई डोनेशन के लिए विलिंग हैं और स्किन डोनेशन के लिए विलिंग हैं।
As of now, there are 16 skin banks across the country, and here's hoping that this latest center in Delhi opens the doors for many more such skin banks in India. With Neetu Jha, Bureau Report, India Today.
Why does this happen? Let me tell you the science behind it.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today News.
You are watching India Today.
News coming in right now. Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif to attend the SCO virtual summit hosted by India next week. Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif will participate in the 23rd meeting of the SCO Council of Heads of State being held via video conference on the 4th of July. The invitation to the Prime Minister to attend the SCO Heads of State meet was extended by the Prime Minister of India. Pakistan said in a statement, in his capacity as the current chair of the SCO. That is what the Pakistani Ministry of Foreign Affairs has confirmed, that Shehbaz Sharif will be attending the virtual SCO Heads of State Summit next week. Gaurav Sawant is joining me on this live from the newsroom. Gaurav, so both China and Pakistan will be in the house virtually though, and India will not lose this opportunity, most likely to drive home some very important messages.
You're absolutely right. De-radicalization tops India's agenda. India is the chair of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Also connectivity, where Pakistan is the biggest hindrance. So, whether it's the North-South corridor, the Chabahar network, or India's access to Central Asia, which is hindered by Pakistan. India's assistance to Afghanistan, again, stabilizing Afghanistan is extremely crucial during India's chairmanship of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And as you well know, Polemy, this year, India is the chair of two very major groupings. One, the summit of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization that's happening on the 4th of July, of course, virtually. And then on the 9th and 10th of September, you have the G20 summit, which of course would be in person, where again India is the chair, and under India's chairmanship, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is the motto that India is moving towards. So very, very important as far as SCO is concerned. Yes, when it comes to China and Pakistan, they would perhaps harp on the Belt and Road Initiative, not moving forward, or China-Pakistan economic corridor collapsing. But that's more because of corruption in Pakistan and Pakistan's economic collapse. But India is talking about the bigger picture. India is talking about connecting, with Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, the SCO, the Eurasian Connect. That is what India is pushing for, and this would be a virtual summit on the 4th of July.
Okay, so all eyes on that virtual summit of the SCO Heads of State on the 4th of July. Gaurav, thank you for joining us with all of those details. fresh twist in dismissal of Tamil Nadu Minister Senthil Balaji. The dismissal of Senthil Balaji as Tamil Nadu Cabinet Minister has now been kept on hold. Now, according to sources, Tamil Nadu Governor's decision to sack Senthil Balaji will be decided after the legal opinion of the Attorney General is taken. Now, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin also held an emergency meeting with legal experts on how to deal with the minister's arrest at a legal level. Meanwhile, taking a dig at Governor Ravi, DMK has put up posters across Tamil Nadu depicting the various cases against several union ministers, asking if Governor Ravi will write to Delhi seeking their removal as well. The sacked minister, Senthil Balaji, in fact, was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate on charges of money laundering in a cash for jobs scam on June 14. For now, Senthil has been retained as a minister without any portfolio in M.K. Stalin's cabinet.
The Honorable Chief Minister now, through M.K. Stalin ji as opposition leader, has categorically requested the Honorable Governor then in 2016 and 18 to dismiss a minister from the ADMK government. Now in 2023, he calls this a constitutional crisis. The whole of Tamil Nadu knows Mr. Senthil Balaji is a corrupt minister. The whole of Tamil Nadu knows he continuing in the cabinet is definitely not the right thing. The whole of Tamil Nadu expects the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu to remove Mr. Senthil Balaji from the cabinet. Now the question of whether the governor has got powers or no powers, we don't want to get into that. Since the governor has chosen to go to the Attorney General and take his opinion and get back to us.
The challenge is to the powers of the Chief Minister. He doesn't want to conduct himself in accordance with the Constitution. So the Honorable Chief Minister has rightly disregarded his letter, has rightly shown the place where it has to be.
Will DMK take any legal action? Because this particular statement from the governor almost claims that Senthil Balaji is kind of like convicted.
Sir, the letter is ab initio void. It need not be acted upon. It can be disregarded. That is what the government has done today.
If the ongoing case against Senthil Balaji in Supreme Court comes to a finality, he will lose his ministerial berth because he is a habitual scamster. And if Senthil Balaji sits for interrogation in ED, many more heads will roll. Fearing the same, M.K. Stalin family and the Council of Ministers are going all the way out to safeguard Senthil Balaji. Before this tussle between governor and Tamil Nadu government gets into a culmination in judiciary, Senthil Balaji will lose his post and many more heads will roll for DMK.
मैं नहीं समझ पा रहा हूं, जिस आदमी का काम है संविधान की रक्षा करना, वही संविधान के विपरीत आचरण कर रहा है। भारत का संविधान बहुत स्पष्ट है। इनमें 164 अनुच्छेद, कैसे मंत्री बनता है, प्रक्रिया भी निर्धारित है। और लोकतंत्र सिर्फ संविधान से नहीं चलता, संविधान की गौरवशाली परंपराओं के साथ चलता है। राज्यपाल जी ने उन्हें बर्खास्त कर दिया। माननीय मुख्यमंत्री ने स्टालिन साहब ने कोई सिफारिश नहीं की। ये संविधान विरोधी आचरण है।
More than going into the technical and legal nitty-gritty, do we want to have some morality in the public life or not? If somebody is facing such serious charges and matter is in the court, will continue as a minister. And if some suspicion has been cast, then first let them get their name cleared and then be there. So there is something called public morality.
The governor has acted in a completely egregious manner. He has defiled the constitution and has no right to continue as governor. He should be sacked forthwith by the President of India because he has subverted the constitutional scheme.
The original order to remove Minister Balaji in Tamil Nadu was an anti-democratic, anti-constitutional order. But ultimately, Governor of Tamil Nadu has stayed that order. So if it is stayed, we have nothing more to say.
My colleague Pramod Madhav is joining me live on this from Chennai. Pramod, how is the M.K. Stalin government looking at this development? But given the fact that this has been put under abeyance at the moment, but today, of course, M.K. Stalin had a meeting with legal experts as well. How is the government going to proceed forward?
Well, the Chief Minister held meeting with the Senior Council of Ministers where MP from DMK, Wilson, who's also a Supreme Court lawyer, and NR Elango and the Law Minister was also present. And later, it was a Finance Minister who spoke to the media where he claimed that this is nothing but political vengeance. And he says that the governor tried to use a power which he does not have and DMK will not accept it. On the other hand, the governor's letter very clearly mentions that it was as per Article 153, 163 and 164. The governor decided to go ahead and dismiss Sendil Balaji. But right now, even as he has taken back that order, put it in abeyance and said that he's waiting for an opinion from the Attorney General. DMK claims that there is nothing more to do to it, but they said that they are all prepared that in case something like this happens in the future, they will definitely face it legally. However, questions are also being raised because earlier BJP said that the governor, as a person who can appoint the minister, he can also dismiss a minister as per his pleasure. And at the same time, the DMK said that the governor does not have the authority or the power, while the opposition is asking what is the need for Sendil Balaji to continue as a minister without any portfolio.
Right. Pramod, thank you for joining us with all of those details from Chennai. News coming in right now. Aam Aadmi Party announces huge campaign against ordinance before opposition meeting and parliament session. Arvind Kejriwal is to burn copies of the central government's ordinance on services. Phase-wise campaign to target the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Modi government and the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. The protest is to start from July 3rd, where AAP will burn the ordinance. So the Aam Aadmi Party has decided to up the ante against the central government over the Delhi Services Ordinance. The AAP will now hit the streets from July 3rd onwards and burn copies of the ordinance. This will happen before the monsoon session of Parliament and also before that very crucial opposition meeting, the second round, on July 13 and 14. Ashutosh Mishra is joining me over the phone line right now. Ashutosh, so the Aam Aadmi Party there mounting pressure in terms of a campaign now against that Delhi Services Ordinance before, of course, it's brought forth in the monsoon session of Parliament.
Well, follow me, ever since the ordinance was brought, that's the only campaign Aam Aadmi Party had launched against the centre government and the ordinance, be it the all opposition parties meeting or any other forum from road to the street to the different houses. And remember, soon there's going to be Supreme Court, a full court room going to be open soon. So this is also, you've seen last few days, there are various experts, constitutional experts, senior lawyers, the former Supreme Court judges have been writing against on the same ordinance. And almost everyone has criticized, and that has given the Aam Aadmi Party an ammunition to attack the centre government. So this will be one strategy, a political optics as well, where the Chief Minister himself will burn the copies of the ordinance along with his MLAs and the Cabinet Minister on 3rd of July and 5th of July across Delhi. That is almost all 70 assembly constituencies. There will be similar campaigns. So this is also a strategy also to reach out to the people with your agenda and subsequently, as you rightly said, to mount pressure on the government, as more likely this will be a bill which will be brought in the Parliament in the coming session. Subsequently, since Aam Aadmi Party is going to also challenge before the Supreme Court Chief Justice as far as the centre's on ordinance on Delhi is concerned. Follow me.
Right, Ashutosh, thank you for joining us with all of those details. Prime Minister Narendra Modi took the Delhi Metro from Lok Kalyan Marg station to attend Delhi University's centenary celebrations. Modi, who decided to do away with the VVIP convoy, took the metro and interacted with commuters. Prime Minister got off at the Vishwavidyalaya metro station and then arrived at Delhi University to take part in the valedictory ceremony of DU centenary celebrations. He also laid the foundation stone for 3 buildings in the North Campus of the university. Speaking at the event, Prime Minister hailed Delhi University, calling it a movement, not just a university. He said that the quality of education and the reputation of Indian universities were improving on a global scale. He said that Indian youth will have ample opportunities in the country with technological advancements from space sector to artificial intelligence. In the last 100 years, Delhi University has grown and expanded immensely and now has 86 departments, 90 colleges and more than 6 lakh students, and has contributed immensely towards nation building.
आज डीयू में पढ़ने वाले लड़कों की तुलना में लड़कियों की संख्या ज्यादा हो गई है। इसी तरह देश में भी जेंडर रेशियो में काफी सुधार आया है। यानी शिक्षण संस्थान की जड़ें जितनी गहरी होती हैं, देश की शाखाएं उतनी ही ऊंचाइयों को छूती है। कभी डीयू में केवल 3 कॉलेज थे, आज 90 से ज्यादा कॉलेज है। कभी भारत की इकोनॉमी फ्रेजाइल के लिस्ट में थी, खस्ता हाल थी। आज भारत दुनिया की टॉप 5 इकोनॉमीज में शामिल हो चुका है। 25 साल बाद जब देश अपनी आजादी के 100 साल पूरे करेगा, तब दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी अपनी स्थापना के 125 वर्ष मनाएगी। तब लक्ष्य था भारत की स्वतंत्रता। अब हमारा लक्ष्य है 2047 तक विकसित भारत का निर्माण।
Let's take a look at the top developments coming from monsoon-affected regions across India. Rains continue to lash parts of Uttar Pradesh. These are the visuals from the famous Dashashwamedh Ghat of Varanasi. Ganga Aarti was performed with full fervour and amid heavy rains. Heavy rains battered Mumbai city. Several parts of the city are submerged in water. IMD has sounded heavy rain alert for Konkan coastal areas and adjoining Western Ghat areas of Maharashtra over the next 2 days. Several vehicles submerged in heavy debris following the landslide that happened on Thursday in Uttarakhand. Restoration work is underway. Meanwhile, the Badrinath National Highway has reopened for traffic after over 17 hours of being blocked due to a landslide triggered by heavy rain in Chamoli. Gujarat continues to reel under monsoon mayhem. Several parts of the state have been receiving incessant rainfall for the past few days. Junagadh has been inundated following heavy rain. Water also entered the houses, hitting the lives of civilians. The flood situation in Assam is still grim. Farmers are facing massive losses due to inundation of their cropland and fisheries. Due to flooding, people have taken shelter on the roads and in relief camps. Slipping into a short break, coming up next, looting, fires and violence continue in France after a teen was shot dead in Paris. Details on the other side.
You are watching India Today.
Addiction to mobile phones, gaming, all be at different degrees, it is a problem plaguing almost every family nowadays. Kids who simply won't get off the phones, much to the dismay of their parents. Pankaj Gupta is one of them. His 8-year-old son and 4-year-old nephew both have battled addiction.
जब से ये कोरोना काल चला है, ऑनलाइन क्लासेस का प्रोग्राम जब से चला है, उसकी वजह से बच्चों को मोबाइल एडिक्शन लगा है। उसके बाद भी स्कूल वालों ने जैसे ऑनलाइन प्रोसेस रखा है अपना चालू, तो बच्चों को मोस्टली वर्कआउट जो है मोबाइल के कारण मिलता है, उसी कारण इनको मोबाइल एडिक्शन पड़ा है।
The addiction is to the level of the 4-year-old being able to unlock the phone and download games.
छोटे वाला है जो वो सोने के बाद मोस्टली लगता है, तो वो भी कई बार जैसे माँ बाप की आँख खुलती है, पता चलता है कि हाँ मोबाइल में लगा हुआ है। हमें कुछ भी नहीं करना पड़ता, बच्चे अपने आप ही सब कुछ कर लेते हैं। अच्छा। मोबाइल पे गेम्स डाउनलोड कर लेना, उसको चलाना, सब सीख जाते हैं अपने आप ही करते करते।
Experts say here are the signs to watch out to gauge if the child is addicted. The telltale signs are thinking about gaming all the time, losing interest in other activities, unable to quit playing or reduce screen time, using gaming to ease bad moods. It is no secret that mobile phones and gaming addiction is depriving kids of their childhood. The addiction, however, is hard to get rid of, but not impossible.
Self-guard young people on the interface that they have. I think that all of us have a role to play. Rather than just saying and telling a young person, don't use the phone, don't be online, don't play a game. I don't think that's the option here. The option should be effective usage of time and mindful about the content that you are absorbing and ensuring there is enough skill set that you have that you don't get the negative impact of what you're observing.
As of now, it looks like each and every lower middle class or middle class household in the country has one or multiple such devices. Kids growing up with such technology are getting addicted to it. Living in virtual reality is actually hampering their mental and physical growth, and this is a major cause of concern. With Sneha Mordani and Nasir Khan, this is Abhishek Anand reporting for India Today.
Watching India Today.
Looting, fires and violence continue in France after a teen was shot dead in Paris. Here's a look at some of the images coming out of Paris and its suburbs after one of the worst nights of protests. Protesters angry after police fatally shot a 17-year-old boy, set cars and public buildings ablaze in Paris suburbs. And unrest spread to some other French cities and towns. The French capital also saw garbage bins set ablaze and some store windows smashed. A crowd of protesters attempted to break into a Nike store in central Paris, kicking and hitting windows. This was in the hypercenter of the French capital at a very prominent mall. There was a fire outside the mayor's office in another suburb of Paris. France mobilized tens of thousands of police officers in an effort to head off widespread urban rioting following the deadly police shooting of a 17-year-old. Video shared on social media apparently showed buses on fire in a Parisian suburb, despite government appeals for calm and vows that order would be restored. Armored police vehicles rammed through the charred remains of cars that had been flipped and set ablaze in the northwestern Paris suburb of Nanterre. Tens of thousands of police officers were deployed to quell the protests, which have gripped the country 3 nights in a row. Paris continues to burn. Violent protests raged on for the 3rd straight night after a 17-year-old was fatally shot during a traffic stop. French President Macron has convened a second cabinet meeting in 2 days, even as rioters continue to clash with the police in several areas.
Protests continue in Paris over the fatal shooting of a teenager by police. The death of Nahel, a 17-year-old of Algerian descent, has again raised the issue of police brutality. The police officer involved in the shooting is under investigation. The incident has stirred up long simmering tensions between the police and youngsters of foreign origin. Police and firefighters struggled to contain protesters and extinguish numerous blazes through the night that damaged schools, police stations and town halls or other public buildings, according to a spokesperson for the National Police. French police fired tear gas and clashed with protesters on Thursday in the Paris suburb of Nanterre. The French government announced it would deploy tens of thousands more officers and crack down on neighborhoods where buildings and vehicles were torched. Protesters marched down the streets calling for justice for the 17-year-old teen.
J'ai confiance en la police pour plein de choses, mais
I trust the police for many things, but there's an increase in the number of deaths for no good reason, and that shouldn't happen. We deserve to be safe in our country, we pay our taxes, we have a right to be here. We are not going anywhere, and this leads nowhere. It's a war waged in vain, but we will get along. We will eventually get on with each other. We have to. We are all sitting at the same table.
Many activists have called the killing a racist act.
c'est des choses qui arrivent quand on est d'origine étrangère.
These are the things that happen when you're French but with foreign roots. We are not considered French and they only look at the color of our skin, where we come from, even if we were born in France. And even so, you can't just kill someone for no reason. So racism within the police kills, and way too many of them embrace far-right ideas. So this has to stop.
French President Emmanuel Macron held a special security meeting in Paris.
There's been some acts of violence in the past few hours against the police station, schools, city halls, so against the institutions and the republic. These acts are totally unjustifiable, and I want to thank all those who worked overnight, as the night before, to protect these institutions and bring back calm. The next few hours must lead to remembrance and respect, and the silent march must take place under these symbols. Then the protection of all the places and institutions, we'll talk about it, and the typification of what happened in the past few hours, and the preparation of the coming days, so total calm can come back. The Interior Minister will now update us on the night.
The death of Nahel and the violence that followed have put the focus on strained racial relations in France. Bureau Report, India Today.
Slipping into a short break, coming up next, Uniform Civil Code Bill likely to be tabled in the monsoon session of Parliament. Parliamentary panel to meet stakeholders on July 3rd on UCC. Details on the other side of this break.
You are watching India Today.
The top three positions in fashion remains with NIFT, Delhi, Mumbai and Bengaluru respectively. Set up in 1986, the National Institute of Fashion Technology, New Delhi, is acutely aware of the sheer diversity and scope for experimentation India offers when it comes to fashion, and has consistently tried to expand the boundaries of the industry. It has done so by marrying knowledge with traditional arts, contemporary thoughts, and innovations in design and technology. The top 3 in hotel management remained the same as 2022, with IHM Pusa leading the chart, followed by Welcome Group Graduate School of Hotel Administration Manipur at 2nd spot and IHM Mumbai at the 3rd position. The academic year 2022-2023 saw one of many highs at the Institute of Hotel Management, Catering and Nutrition, Pusa, New Delhi. The institute saw placements of 92%. The campus placement sessions at this top institution in hospitality education was attended by top hotel chains and around 50 companies from different sectors such as retail, customer relations, sales, marketing and airlines. IHM Pusa was established in 1962 and comes under the aegis of the Union Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. Its undergraduate, postgraduate and trade diploma level courses are considered to be the best in the industry, and at present the institute offers 5 courses: BSc in Hotel and Hospitality Administration, MSc in Hospitality Administration, Diploma in Bakery and Confectionery, and Diploma in Food and Beverage Service, and Diploma in Food Production. There is no change in the top 3 positions when it comes to studies of social work. TIS Mumbai continues to be the topper, followed by Rajagiri College of Social Sciences Kochi in 2nd spot, and in 3rd position is Department of Social Work, School of Social Work of Delhi University.
You are watching India Today.
Good afternoon and a warm welcome to India Today. I'm Paulami Saha and these are the headlines we're tracking at the top of the hour. Uniform Civil Code Bill likely to be tabled in the monsoon session of Parliament. Uddhav Sena to back Uniform Civil Code. Amid controversy over Senthil's dismissal, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Stalin meets experts to chalk out legal strategy against governor. Prime Minister Modi takes the metro to Delhi University for centenary celebrations, calls Delhi University and its students a movement. Karnataka High Court shoots down Twitter plea against Modi government. Twitter to pay 50 lakh rupees penalty. High Court wraps Twitter for non-compliance. Land that was seized from gangster Atiq will be home to 76 families. UP Chief Minister hands over apartment keys to owners. Day 2 of Rahul Gandhi's visit to Manipur meets families of riot victims in Moirang and Manipur governor also. Unrest grips France for 3rd straight day. Massive protests, arson, violence and looting in Paris over police shooting of teen boy. News coming in right now. Uttarakhand prepares UCC draft. Recommendation number 1 from the committee is uniform marriage age. Recommendation number 2, uniform age of consent. Recommendation number 3, on live-in relationships. And recommendation number 4, tribal practices and customs. Remember, that the committee which was formed to look into the possibility of implementation of Uniform Civil Code in Uttarakhand has prepared its report and will be handing it over to the state government. Anisha Mathur is now joining us live on this. Anisha, give us more details about what has the committee recommended in its report.
Well, Paulami, at this moment, we do not have the details of the recommendations. What we do know are the broad perspectives that the committee has taken. The committee held a press conference just this afternoon to say that the report is being submitted to the Uttarakhand government very, very shortly. What they have said that they have looked at various aspects of gender justice, tribal customs and practices, and have tried to ensure that a UCC will be for the benefit of all persons, particularly when it comes to gender justice issues. They've also said that concerns raised by the various tribes, because Uttarakhand as a state has multiple tribes as well, those have also been kept taken into account. And the issue of uniform age of marriage, succession laws, etc., which are connected to gender justice concerns, those will be those are part of the recommendations that are going to be given to the government. But what they've also said is that doctors, legal experts, psychologists have also been consulted with. Apart from a widespread local consultation, more than 2.3 lakh people have sent in their written submissions to this committee. More than 20,000 people were part of the public consultations. So therefore, a broad-based idea of a UCC which will give equality and dignity without infringing on the customary practices of the tribes, without interfering too much with the practices of the castes, tribes and religions, is being recommended by the Uttarakhand committee. But in the next few days, we'll get the entire details of what the UCC committee has actually submitted. Back to you.
Anisha, thank you for joining us with all of those details. So, Modi Sarkar is to move forward with its UCC pitch. Uttarakhand UCC committee has given its report with unanimous consent. Emphasis has been given to gender equality, and Divyang's tribal communities' concerns are also top focus. However, no discussion has been held on LGBTQ+ rights by the panel. Now, according to sources, the central government could well table a bill on implementation of Uniform Civil Code during the monsoon session of Parliament that is set to begin next month. The bill may be sent to a parliamentary standing committee, which will then hear from various stakeholders on the Uniform Civil Code. BJP Rajya Sabha MP Sushil Modi, along with 31 MPs who are members of a committee that is scheduled to meet on July 3rd to hear the views of all members on Uniform Civil Code. Also, what we're learning right now,
proposed Uniform Civil Code of Uttarakhand is now complete. The report of the expert committee, along with the draft code, would soon be printed and submitted to the government of Uttarakhand. And I can tell you that will be very soon.
तो सक्सेशन के मामले में, अडॉप्शन के मामले में, डाइवोर्स के मामले में, मैरिज के मामले में लोग जानबूझकर ये दुष्प्रचार करते हैं कि आपके जो व्यक्तिगत कानून को खत्म कर दिए जाएंगे। तो इसलिए डाइवर्सिटी का ध्यान में रखते हुए ही तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने आधे दर्जन मामलों में ये कहा कि कॉमन सिविल कोड बनना चाहिए, यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड बनना चाहिए। तो इसलिए इस पर मतभिन्नता हो सकती है लोगों के, लेकिन सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आधे दर्जन ऑर्डर हैं, स्टैंडिंग ऑर्डर हैं, 2023 का ऑर्डर है कि अब तक क्यों देर हो रही, क्यों नहीं, और यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड लागू होना चाहिए। तो हम तो जो संविधान में लिखा है उसी को लागू करने की दिशा में भारतीय जनता पार्टी आगे बढ़ने का प्रयास कर रही है।
सिविल कोड का ड्राफ्ट बनाने वाली कमेटी जस्टिस सेवानिवृत्त रंजना प्रकाश देसाई जी की अध्यक्षता में, वो कमेटी ने 1 साल से अधिक समय से लोगों के बीच में जाके काम किया है। 2 लाख से भी ज़्यादा लोगों से बात की है और अनेकों स्टेक होल्डरों से भी उसने बात की है। विभिन्न संगठनों के लोग, धार्मिक संगठनों के लोग, सभी से, बुद्धिजीवियों से, सबसे बात की है और बात करने के बाद उनका ड्राफ्ट तैयार हो रहा है। ड्राफ्ट लगभग पूरा होने की ओर है। जैसे ही हमको ड्राफ्ट मिलेगा हम उसका अवलोकन करेंगे।
जी हमारी प्राथमिकता पे है, हमारे संकल्प पत्र में है और उस संकल्प पत्र के कारण ही हमें लोगों ने बहुमत दिया था और हमारे सत्ता में है। इसलिए हमारी प्राथमिकता है कि यूसीसी लागू करना। और यूसीसी के बारे में अगर देखा जाए तो आज़ादी के बाद अनेक लीडरों ने, अनेकों ने, सभी पार्टियों ने इसका समर्थन भी किया है। यूसीसी से किसी का भी नुकसान नहीं होने वाला। हर जाति, धर्म, मुस्लिम, हिंदू, सिख, ईसाई सभी को लाभ होगा। देश एक रूपता से, मजबूती से विकास करेगा तो उस विकास का सभी को फ़ायदा होगा। इस कारण से यूसीसी लागू करना हमारी प्राथमिकता है। और
ये इतना सेंसिटिव और महत्वपूर्ण विषय है, इसके ऊपर कोई अंतिम निर्णय लेने के लिए पहले सरकार एक अपना पक्ष रखें कि क्या वो प्रस्ताव रख रहे हैं, क्या क्या रखना चाहते हैं, नहीं रखना चाहते हैं, और उसके बाद फिर जो जितने भी स्टेक होल्डर्स हैं उसमें समय लग सकता है, समय दें। कानून कोई रोज़ रोज़ नहीं बनता।
It is again.
News coming in right now. N. Biren Singh is to remain Manipur Chief Minister. The Chief Minister now has tweeted, and I quote him here, "At this crucial juncture, I wish to clarify that I will not be resigning from the post of Chief Minister." So that is the decision that N. Biren Singh has taken and has now communicated via social media. Remember earlier there were reports today that N. Biren Singh has sought an appointment with the governor of Manipur, Anusuya Uike, and was likely to step down as chief minister. But there were a lot of protesters who reached his residence in support of Biren Singh. Many of the legislators of the Bharatiya Janata Party, including the state president, the speaker, were all at his residence, who in fact convinced him to not tender in his resignation. Indrajit Kundu, my colleague, is joining me live on this. Indrajit, was the chief minister expected to resign? Has he changed his mind, or that was all something which was in the realm of speculation? What happened?
Well, you know, given what the Chief Minister has now said, it is clear that his stepping down was in the offing. Now, why he did not resign at this point in time, because he comes out and clarifies, because just a short while back, and we are showing that visuals, the resignation letter was typed. And, you know, some of the senior ministers came out. There were protests outside Chief Minister Biren Singh's residence since afternoon, ever since the news spread that there was a possibility that he might step down. So since morning, you know, women were protesting outside his residence, saying that, demanding, in fact, requesting that he should not step down. And then what happened was, you know, dramatic situation, because some of the senior ministers came out to placate. In fact, the Chief Minister himself came out to placate the protesting women. He was en route to Raj Bhavan, but his convoy couldn't go out. He went inside once again. Then a senior minister came out with the resignation letter, and he was trying to use the public address system to address the women there and read out the resignation letter. However, at that point in time, what we do see in the visual is that the resignation letter was snatched by the protesting women, and they tore it apart. And following a meeting between, you know, members of those who were protesting, the women, the Meera Paibis, inside the Chief Minister's residence, and finally we see this tweet coming out from the Chief Minister saying that at this juncture he is not going to resign. So clearly there was high drama that unfolded. Probably there is a messaging, and it seems as if Biren Singh, you know, it would be seen as Biren Singh bowing down to his supporters. Clearly, out of all this, Biren Singh comes out victorious in a sense that he now has quite a bit of support from the Meitei community. He enjoys massive support. So he comes out as the most prominent, you know, Meitei politician in Manipur right now. So that comes to his advantage. And it would also show as if he has bowed down to the public pressure, and therefore he has not he has decided not to step down right now, because clearly the writing was clear that Biren Singh was mulling to step down. There was pressure on him from various quarters. It's been 2 months that Manipur has been strife-torn. Yesterday, 3 more deaths that were reported. Clearly, things are not in control right now. In this backdrop, Biren Singh was under enormous pressure. And the section do tell us that there was also some amount of pressure from the High Command from New Delhi. In this backdrop, as far as perception goes, narrative goes, Paulami, clearly Biren Singh has been able to pull a coup of sorts, because he initially wanted to tender his resignation. At least that's what is on record. His resignation letter was ready. He was about to leave for the governor's house. 3 o'clock was the time. And then finally he could not go out. And his supporters stopped him and they tore apart the resignation letter. And now Biren Singh comes out and says at this juncture he is not quitting as the chief minister. So speculations put at rest. Biren Singh continues to remain as the chief minister, and the fact on the ground that remains, of course, is that Manipur, the situation on ground is far from normal, and he has his task cut out.
Absolutely. He still has his task cut out. He might have been able to, in the optics sense of things, been able to project that nobody wants him to leave the position, but his job, it's still not done. Indrajit, thank you so much for joining us with all of those details. So, Biren Singh there, not stepping down yet as the Chief Minister of Manipur. And speaking of Manipur, Manipur, of course, remains on the edge. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, who is in the state for a 2-day visit, is in Moirang today. He was in Moirang earlier. He visited relief camps and met victims of communal clashes, consoled the clash victims. So that is what Rahul Gandhi, of course, has been up to. So he, of course, is in Manipur trying to build pressure on the state government. But this is the latest that's coming in from the state of Manipur, is that the chief minister has decided that he will not be stepping down as the chief minister of the state. He has, in fact, tweeted that out and made that amply clear that at this critical juncture, as he says, and I quote him from his tweet over here, at this critical juncture, I wish to clarify that I will not be resigning from the post of chief minister. There has been, remember, immense pressure on Biren Singh from the central leadership of the Bharatiya Janata Party, from various quarters, because the situation in Manipur continues to be on the boil. It's been almost 2 months, and yet the chief minister hasn't been able, the state administration hasn't been able to get a complete grip over the situation. The clashes continue, but today, when reports suggested that the chief minister had sought an appointment with the governor in order to possibly tender in his resignation, several supporters of the chief minister from the Meitei community reached, in fact, his residence and blocked the road almost from his residence towards Raj Bhavan. He couldn't even step out. And when, of course, as you can see in those images, that resignation letter was shown to most of those supporters being women supporters, in fact, blocking the roads, they tore it apart. The chief minister, it is said, had also stepped out briefly in order to speak to some of those blocking the way outside his residence, but he wasn't able to make way through that crowd, and hence he went back in, and now he's decided that he's not going to step down as chief minister of the state of Manipur. There has been immense amount of criticism of Biren Singh's handling of the situation, given that this is a situation that blew up on the 3rd of May. The clashes began between the two ethnic communities, the Kukis and the Meiteis, and since then the situation has only escalated and the number of casualties is over 130. Armed forces have been brought in on the ground, paramilitaries on the ground, and yet they haven't been able to contain the situation. Biren Singh, though, has decided that he will not be stepping down as chief minister of the state of Manipur. He has, of course, been taken to task by the central leadership of the Bharatiya Janata Party, including Mr. Rajan Singh is joining us over the phone line right now. He is from the state of Manipur. Sir, the chief minister has, of course, now put it on record that he will not be stepping down as chief minister. He's not going to tender in his resignation. Was he going to quit, and why was he thinking of tendering in his resignation, sir?
You see, this Honorable CM has been at the front line since the May 3rd incident, has been on the front line to bring about peace to the state, to make sure that all people of our state are safe. And it's been almost 60 days now. But all things were going on. But yesterday, I think this was one of the things yesterday, what had happened yesterday, people dying, and then all people using abusive language, which was not something which was very acceptable. And I think he began to feel that, people don't trust him. So maybe that's one of the things which triggered. He says he should put in his papers. So yes, he did contemplate putting his papers. He drafted this thing. He was to meet the Honorable Governor today. But now, as of now, it's true. What you have said is true. He has ultimately decided, as per the demands of the people, that he should not resign and continue with all the good work that he's been doing to bring about peace and development in our state.
What made the Chief Minister change his mind? So we do know that a lot of few leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party were with him at his residence after reports came in that he had sought time with the governor. And of course, then there are all the supporters who were out there outside as well. What made the Chief Minister change his mind, sir?
Yes, after there were news that the Honorable Chief Minister was likely to submit his paper, his resignation paper. Thousands and thousands of people, from all walks of life, started gathering in the place around the Chief Minister's bungalow, and all roads that were leading from the Chief Minister to the Governor's house were blocked by those, thousands and thousands of people, requesting him, asking him, inquiring, so that he does not resign. That he should not resign as the Chief Minister.
Okay.
So at around 2:20 when his cavalcade, and in the team along with many of the honorable ministers and MLAs, as soon as he drove out of his gate, just hardly 20 meters, he was not allowed to move ahead towards the governor's bungalow, which is around 300 meters probably from his thing. And ultimately he had to go back to his bungalow, and people requesting him, and then even we had a meeting after that. We requested him that it's the people's demand that he should, get his papers back and, just not think about the resignation. And ultimately, he did, listen to the request of the people and the demand of the people. And that's when some of the honorable ministers, they went and, met the people that, the honorable Chief Minister is ready to listen to the people's voice and as per the demand of the people, and he withdrew his resignation.
So you're saying that his decision earlier to resign, sir, was an emotional decision after what happened yesterday?
It was just not it was just not an emotional. There's not a question of emotion, because yesterday, if you followed what happened in Pal yesterday, one of the bodies that was being brought into the thing, and they wanted to, bring the body to the Honorable Chief Minister's thing, and so maybe he felt that, he's not able to, bring peace. He's not able to. So maybe that has. It's been a long and thing which has been trying, leading from the front to make sure that peace is brought at the earliest. And I think the most important thing is the people's trust. The people's trust, which he felt, I think, was people using abusive language and this thing. So I think maybe he thought that the people were not trusting him on the work that he was doing, all the things. So, but I think today many of the people came out and said that we are with you till the end, and we are with you for all the work that you've been doing. We're with you to all the endeavors that he's been taking up to bring about peace in our state.
So also, was there pressure on the Chief Minister to resign from the centre? Because he was recently, after the all-party meeting, which the Home Minister chaired, Mr. Biren Singh was in Delhi as well, where he met with the Home Minister. Was there pressure from the BJP central leadership to step away or get a grip over the situation, that sort of a diktat?
No, I don't think so. Because I think he did meet the Honorable Union Home Minister. He had a long and a fruitful discussion on what steps should be taken up and what needs to be done. I don't think there was any pressure from the central leadership as such.
But the situation continues to be extremely grim, sir, because there are casualties that are still being reported. Only yesterday, 3 deaths were reported from Manipur. So the situation is far from being under control.
It was all going well for the last 15, 16 days, and just yesterday, that very, very unfortunate things happened. And so the government is really working hard to make sure that such things doesn't repeat. And in the midst of all this, yesterday there was, this violent protest in the main, market area in Impal. So other than just yesterday's incident today, no major as of now. We have not been able to get any other updates as of now. And since the whole day we were busy with this issue there in the Chief Minister's bungalow, let's see. We are hoping that peace would soon prevail.
Okay. Mr. Ranjan Singh, thank you so much for speaking to India Today, sir. So that is, of course, what the minister over there confirms for India Today, that N. Biren Singh was in fact stopped by his supporters from tendering in his resignation today. In fact, he had stepped out of his residence to head towards Raj Bhavan to meet with the governor, as was the appointment that he'd sought. But his cavalcade was virtually stopped by those supporters. You can see this large group of women who had gathered outside his residence, who in fact snatched that resignation letter copy from one of his staff and tore it into pieces as well. Giving in to them and their sentiments, the Chief Minister decided not to step down as the head of state. My colleague Mosmi Singh has filed this report from outside the Chief Minister's residence in Imphal.
This is the scene that's unfolding outside the CM's residence in Manipur. Yesterday, Manipur, we saw a lot of political drama with Rahul Gandhi being denied the permission to go to Bishnupur on road. But today is another day, and you can see that all across this crossroad, how there are people scattered everywhere. They are protesting that the CM should not resign, and that's why we are out in protest and in fact in support of the Chief Minister. You can see that there are youth, there are lots of women who've always been here in Manipur at the forefront of all the movements and agitations, and whether it's a drive to save Manipur or a political drive like this. And you can see that these women have these small A4 sheet message for the CM. We support Chief Minister Biren Singh and we don't want him to resign. So let's try and get a sense why आप लोग यहाँ पे क्यों आए हैं और क्या मैसेज है. इधर कैमरे इधर.
जी सीएम को सपोर्ट करने के लिए आए हैं हम लोग यहाँ. अभी सीएम को उसका रिजिग्नेशन करने का कोई वक्त नहीं है, सही वक्त नहीं है. ये हमारे मणिपुर को वो बिना पेरेंट्स के वो छोड़ दे तो बिना पेरेंट्स का बच्चे लोग का समान हो जाएगा ना. इसलिए वो अभी रिजिग्नेशन नहीं देना चाहिए. और वो सीएम का राइट एंड ड्यूटीज उसका अभी थोड़ा कम दिखते हैं ना लोग सीएम का. हम लोग तो हमारे सीएम को राइट एंड ड्यूटी देते नहीं, ऐसे देखते हैं हम लोग. ऐसे फुल फ्लेजेड सीएम रहने दीजिए,
फुल फ्लेजेड सीएम रहने दीजिए. आप इधर आइए. सीएम अभी बाहर निकले थे पर निकल के यहाँ नहीं आ पाए क्योंकि आप लोगों ने रास्ता ब्लॉक कर रखा था. गवर्नर के पास जाना था 3 बजे उनको.
वो गवर्नर के पास इस्तीफा देने के लिए जा रहे थे ना. हम नहीं चाहते वो, इसलिए हम लोग उसको ब्लॉक कर रहे थे.
क्योंकि हमारे सीएम है ना, वो सीएम रहना चाहती है, इसलिए
आप चाहते सीएम रहे.
हाँ.
So here you are. The messages are very clear. The messages are also very similar in nature. Different people holding different A4 sheets. Here you can see people, youngsters walking around, and the entire road. So everybody started walking that side. The entire road is absolutely full of people who've come from different quarters around Imphal, and clearly, the political slugfest as it's on the Manipur crisis, the internal politics in the BJP is a bit of a concern, perhaps a lot of concern for the central command of the BJP, with Chief Minister Biren Singh showing off his strength in the capital of Manipur. With video journalist Pawan, this is Mosmi Singh in Imphal for India Today.
We're slipping into a very short break. Coming up next, amid controversy over Senthil's dismissal, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Stalin meets experts to chalk out legal strategy. Details on the other side of this break.
You are watching India Today.
The India Today group is pleased to announce the launch of a brand new online portal for our Best Colleges survey, featuring 6 years of ranking data as well as a wealth of granular information on thousands of institutes of higher learning. Our interactive portal offers easy access, analysis and guidance to our Best Colleges of India survey results for over 2,000 colleges across 14 streams. We invite everyone to visit our site, bestcolleges.indiatoday.in, and we wish aspiring students all the very best.
Andheri subway submerged. Colonies waterlogged. Roads submerged. India's financial capital Mumbai is on high alert as monsoon sweeps across the country. Waterlogging led to traffic jams in several areas on Wednesday. Water entered the police station in Manpada, where police personnel were seen working in water. The Met Department has predicted very heavy rain for Mumbai and central Maharashtra over the next 48 hours.
आने वाले 4-5 दिनों में महाराष्ट्र के कोंकण तट और अंदरी इलाकों मतलब जो घाट परिसर है मध्य महाराष्ट्र का, वहां हमने भारी से अति भारी वर्षा बहुत बार हेवी रेन का चेतावनी दिया है.
The rains have kept the BMC on its toes.
कि हमें अंदेशा है कि अगले 4 से 5 दिन हैवी रेनफॉल होने वाली है, तो आज हमने सुबह मैंने जो हमारे जितने फील्ड ऑफिसर हैं, वार्ड ऑफिसर्स, जोनल डिप्टी कमिश्नर्स, हमारे जो स्टॉर्म वाटर ड्रेन के सैकड़ों इंजीनियर्स और ये 480 जो मेंटर्स हैं, इंजीनियर्स हैं डी वाटरिंग पंप्स के, उनको मैंने एक व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में आदेश दिया है कि कोई भी ऑफिस नहीं बैठेगा, सब मुझे लोग फील्ड में चाहिए.
The rains have claimed one life in Mumbai. A 38-year-old man died in Malad after...
You are watching India Today.
Fresh twist in dismissal of Tamil Nadu Minister Senthil Balaji. The dismissal of Senthil Balaji as Tamil Nadu Cabinet Minister has now been kept on hold. According to sources, Tamil Nadu Governor's decision to sack Senthil Balaji will be decided after legal opinion of the Attorney General. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin also held an emergency meeting with legal experts on how to deal with the minister's arrest. In fact, meanwhile, taking a dig at Governor Ravi, DMK has put up posters across Tamil Nadu depicting the various cases against several union ministers, asking if the governor will write to Delhi seeking their removal as well. Now, the sacked minister, Senthil Balaji, was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate on charges of money laundering and cash for job scam on June 14. For now, Senthil has been retained as a minister without any portfolio in M.K. Stalin's cabinet.
The Honorable Chief Minister now, through M.K. Stalin ji as opposition leader, has categorically requested the Honorable Governor then in 2016 and 18 to dismiss a minister from the ADMK government. Now in 2023, he calls this a constitutional crisis. The whole of Tamil Nadu knows Mr. Senthil Balaji is a corrupt minister. The whole of Tamil Nadu knows he continuing in the cabinet is definitely not the right thing. The whole of Tamil Nadu expects the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu to remove Mr. Senthil Balaji from the cabinet. Now the question of whether the governor has got powers or no powers, we don't want to get into that. Since the governor has chosen to go to the Attorney General and take his opinion and get back to us.
The challenge is to the powers of the Chief Minister. He doesn't want to conduct himself in accordance with the Constitution. So the Honorable Chief Minister has rightly disregarded his letter, has rightly shown the place where it has to be.
Will DMK take any legal action? Because this particular statement from the governor almost claims that Senthil Balaji is kind of like convicted.
Sir, the letter is ab initio void. It need not be acted upon. It can be disregarded. That is what the government has done today.
If the ongoing case against Senthil Balaji in Supreme Court comes to a finality, he will lose his ministerial berth because he is a habitual scamster. And if Senthil Balaji sits for interrogation in ED, many more heads will roll. Fearing the same, MK Stalin family and the Council of Ministers are going all the way out to safeguard Senthil Balaji. Before this tussle between governor and Tamil Nadu government gets into a culmination in judiciary, Senthil Balaji will lose his post and many more heads will roll for DMK.
அந்த வாய்ப்பு கொடுக்காம முதலமைச்சர் அவர்களை இவ்வளவு குற்றம் சாட்டப்பட்டிருக்காங்க. குறிப்பாக நம்ம சிசிபி அவர் மேல கேஸ் போட சொல்லி குறிப்பாக பிரிவென்ஷன் ஆஃப் கரப்ஷன் ஆக்ட் போட வேண்டும் என்று சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட் சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. அதுவரை முதலமைச்சர் ஏன் அவரை நீக்காம அவரை உள்ளே வைத்துக் கொண்டு இவ்வளவு பிரச்சனைகளை ஏற்படுத்துகிறார் என்று முதலமைச்சர் கேள்வி கேட்கிறோம். அதே நேரத்தில் 2018 16 ஆளுநர் அவர்கள் நேரடியாக ஒரு அமைச்சரை நீக்க வேண்டும் என்று நீங்கள் வலியுறுத்தினீங்க. இன்னைக்கு 2023 அது நடக்கக்கூடாது, அது அரசியல் வரம்புக்கு எதிரானதுன்னு நீங்கள் சொல்கிறீங்க. அப்படி இருக்கும் பொழுது எதற்காக 5 ஆண்டுகளில் உங்களுடைய கவனம் மாறியது என்பது பாரதிய ஜனதா கட்சியினுடைய இரண்டாவது கேள்வி. இந்த இரண்டும் பத்திரிகை நண்பர்கள் முன்பு நாங்கள் வைக்கின்றோம். ஆளுநர் அவர்கள் எந்த முடிவு எடுத்தாலும் கூட பாரதிய ஜனதா கட்சியை பொறுத்தவரை அது சட்டத்துக்கு உட்பட்டுத்தான் இருக்க வேண்டும். எல்லா தீர்ப்புகள் என்னென்ன இருக்கோ அதுக்கு உட்பட்டு தான் ஆளுநருடைய இந்த நடவடிக்கை இருக்க வேண்டும் என்று பாரதிய ஜனதா கட்சி அதே நேரத்தில் விரும்புது. இதை தாண்டி உங்களுக்கு ஆனால் ஆளுநர் அவர்களுக்கு சார்பாக நாங்கள் பேச முடியாது. ஏன்னா நான் ராஜ்பவன் வேறு, பாரதிய ஜனதா கட்சி வேறு, அரசு வேறு, எல்லாமே வேறு. அது நீங்கள் ஆளுநர் அவர்களுக்கு கேட்கணும். ஆனால் ஆளுநர் அவர்களை பொறுத்தவரை அந்த லெட்டரை நானும் படிக்கும் பொழுது எனக்கு ஏற்பட்ட கருத்து என்னன்னா, அட்டார்னி ஜெனரல் அவருடைய ஒப்பீனியனை கேட்குற வரைக்கும் இந்த லெட்டரை வந்து நான் வித்ஹோல்டு பண்றேன்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. இதுக்கு இந்தியாவில் திரும்ப அட்டார்னி ஜெனரல் கிடையாது. நிறைய பில்லுக்கும் கொடுப்பாங்க, வித்ஹெல்டு பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. அதனால் இதை நான் பெருசாக பார்க்கலீங்கன்னா, அதே நேரத்தில் ஆளுநருடைய நடவடிக்கை என்பது அரசியலமைப்பு சட்டத்துக்கு உட்பட்டு சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட்டில் வந்திருக்கக்கூடிய வேறு வேறு ஜட்மெண்ட், எஸ்ஆர் பொம்மை ஜட்மெண்ட் இருக்குது. குறிப்பாக ஒரு மாநில அரசுக்கும் மத்திய அரசும் இருக்கக்கூடிய எந்த விதமான தொடர்பு இருக்கணும்னு எஸ்ஆர் பொம்மை ஜட்மெண்ட்டில் சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. குறிப்பாக ஆர்டிகல் 356. அதே நேரத்தில் நான் ஏற்கனவே கோட் பண்ணியிருக்கேன் 1979 சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட் ஜட்மெண்ட் எம் கருணாநிதி வர்சஸ் யூனியன் ஆஃப் இந்தியா. அது டைரக்ட் ஜட்மெண்ட் இல்லை என்றாலும் கூட ஜட்ஜ் ஃபசல் அலி அவர்கள் ஆளுநருக்கு அமைச்சரை நீக்குவதற்கு உரிமை இருக்குன்னு கூட சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. அதனால அதுக்குள்ள நாங்க போக விரும்பலைங்க. இந்த வரம்புக்குள்ள விட வேண்டும் என்று தான் நான் முதலமைச்சர் அவர்களை கேட்கிறேன். நீங்க ஒன்றுமே இல்லை, சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட் நீக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா அதன் பிறகு மறுபடியும் அவங்க போலீஸ் சார்ஜ் ஷீட் போடல, சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட் இன்னொரு அப்சர்வேஷன் கொடுக்குறாங்க, அது வேறு. ஆனா இன்னைக்கு சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட் அப்சர்வேஷன் நிலுவையில் இருக்கும் பொழுது ஓவர் ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்ண வேண்டிய அவசியம் நம்முடைய முதலமைச்சர் திரு மு.க. ஸ்டாலின் அவர்களுக்கு ஏன் வந்தது என்பது
why does the chief minister have to over protect Senthil Balaji?
ஆளுநர் கடிதம் அனுப்பியது வந்து அரசை கட்டுப்படுத்தாது, முதல்வருக்கு வந்து நிறைய வேலை.
So that is of course BJP State President K. Annamalai addressing the press. My colleague Pramod Madhav is now joining me live on this. As far as the BJP is concerned, they of course are supporting the governor's move, but clearly over here the governor has had to do a second round of legal opinion because he's gone back to the drawing board as far as his first order of dismissal of Senthil Balaji was concerned.
It absolutely is, because the first letter that he wrote to the Chief Minister, he mentioned that he has taken the decision to dismiss Senthil Balaji as per Article 153, 163 and 164 However, the Chief Minister and the other Council of Ministers very clearly mentioned that they are going to completely disregard the Governor's decision because he does not have the authority to take such a decision without the advice from the Cabinet or the Chief Minister himself. And this is when the second letter from the Governor was addressed to the Chief Minister, where he said that his earlier decision has been put on abeyance, citing the awaiting an opinion from the Attorney General. Now, DMK considers this as a victory. DMK to us also said that they are not going to push forward with any kind of legal case on this because the complete matter has become void. But he has said that DMK says that the Chief Minister will, however, write a letter to the Governor explaining all this in detail.
Okay, Pramod, thank you for joining us with all of those details. Let's listen into more reactions that have been coming in since, of course, this latest face-off broke out in Tamil Nadu.
मैं नहीं समझ पा रहा हूं, जिस आदमी का काम है संविधान की रक्षा करना, वही संविधान के विपरीत आचरण कर रहा है। भारत का संविधान बहुत स्पष्ट है। इनमें 164 अनुच्छेद, कैसे मंत्री बनता है, प्रक्रिया भी निर्धारित है। और लोकतंत्र सिर्फ संविधान से नहीं चलता, संविधान की गौरवशाली परंपराओं के साथ चलता है। राज्यपाल जी ने उन्हें बर्खास्त कर दिया। माननीय मुख्यमंत्री ने, स्टालिन साहब ने कोई सिफारिश नहीं की। ये संविधान विरोधी आचरण है।
More than going into the technical and legal nitty-gritty, do we want to have some morality in the public life or not? If somebody is facing such serious charges and matter is in the court, will continue as a minister. And if some suspicion has been cast, then first let them get their name cleared and then be there. So there is something called public morality.
The governor has acted in a completely egregious manner. He has defiled the constitution and has no right to continue as governor. He should be sacked forthwith by the President of India because he has subverted the constitutional scheme.
The original order to remove Minister Balaji in Tamil Nadu was an anti-democratic, anti-constitutional order. But ultimately, Governor of Tamil Nadu has stayed that order. So if it is stayed, we have nothing more to say.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi took the Delhi Metro from Lok Kalyan Marg station to attend Delhi University centenary celebrations. Modi, who decided to do away with the VVIP convoy, took the metro and interacted with commuters. Prime Minister got off at the Vishwavidyalaya metro station and then arrived at Delhi University to take part in the valedictory ceremony of the DU centenary celebrations. He also laid the foundation stones for 3 buildings in the North Campus of the university. Speaking at the event, Prime Minister hailed Delhi University, calling it a movement, not just a university. He said that the quality of education and the reputation of Indian universities were improving on a global scale. He said that Indian youth will have ample opportunities in the country with technological advancements from space sector to artificial intelligence. In the last 100 years, Delhi University has grown and expanded immensely and now has 86 departments, 90 colleges and more than 6 lakh students and has contributed immensely in nation building.
आज डीयू में पढ़ने वाले लड़कों की तुलना में लड़कियों की संख्या ज्यादा हो गई है। इसी तरह देश में भी जेंडर रेशियो में काफी सुधार आया है। यानी शिक्षण संस्थान की जड़ें जितनी गहरी होती हैं, देश की शाखाएं उतनी ही ऊंचाइयों को छूती है। कभी डीयू में केवल 3 कॉलेज थे, आज 90 से ज्यादा कॉलेज है। कभी भारत की इकोनॉमी फ्रेजाइल के लिस्ट में थी, खस्ता हाल थी। आज भारत दुनिया की टॉप 5 इकोनॉमीज में शामिल हो चुका है। 25 साल बाद जब देश अपनी आजादी के 100 साल पूरे करेगा, तब दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी अपनी स्थापना के 125 वर्ष मनाएगी। तब लक्ष्य था भारत की स्वतंत्रता। अब हमारा लक्ष्य है 2047 तक विकसित भारत का निर्माण।
From bulldozers to encounters, the Yogi Adityanath government has pulled out all stops to crush the mafia. Today, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath handed over the keys to 76 flats built on land confiscated from slain gangster-turned-politician Atiq Ahmed to the poor. Now, the 76 affordable housing units have been constructed under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Ahead of the inauguration, Chief Minister Adityanath was seen interacting with children at the site. Remember that the land located in prime locality of Prayagraj city's Lukarganj area was freed by the authorities during an anti-encroachment drive. The Chief Minister will also inaugurate and lay the foundation stones of more than 250 developmental projects worth 750 crore rupees in the district.
कुख्यात माफियाओं के कब्जे से मुक्त कराई गई भूमि पर प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना के अंतर्गत 76 परिवारों को आज उनका आवास सौंपने का चाबी वितरण करने का एक पवित्र कार्यक्रम आज यहां संपन्न हो रहा है। इसके लिए प्रयागराज की धरती को कोटि कोटि नमन करते हुए मैं उन सभी 76 परिवारों के साथ साथ अब तक प्रदेश के अंदर
Big breaking news that's coming in this evening. Kejriwal government moves Supreme Court against the centre's ordinance on Delhi services. So right before the Supreme Court resumes from summer vacations, the government of Delhi has moved the Supreme Court and has in fact submitted a petition before the Supreme Court against the centre's ordinance on Delhi services. Ashutosh is joining me on this. Ashutosh, bring us more details.
Well, Paulami, it was already decided ever since the ordinance was brought by the centre that Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi will challenge it before the Supreme Court. But since it was only the vacation bench functioning and the Constitution bench was headed by the Chief Justice of India, hence the Aam Aadmi Party was waiting for Supreme Court to reopen, which will be opening on 3rd of July. So the application, the petition challenging the ordinance has been moved. On Monday, on the first working day of Supreme Court, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, the lawyer from the Delhi's Aam Aadmi Party government, will mention before the Chief Justice. And remember, this is just one step that the government is and Aam Aadmi Party is going to battle in the legal court. But at the same time, we have also the story that how Aam Aadmi Party politically taking it, be the opposition parties or even burning the copies of the ordinance. And remember, very importantly and significantly, in last few days, there have been several legal experts have been writing columns and giving opinions about the ordinance, criticizing it, that how its ordinance is totally taking over the fundamental principles of the Constitution and the governance. And here that has given the shot to the Aam Aadmi Party, and now they have decided to move to the Supreme Court. In fact, the application has already been filed. So all eyes on Monday when Abhishek Manu Singhvi will be mentioning before the CJI, and we'll have to see what next course comes in as far as the Supreme Court is concerned.
Okay, so this was, of course, Ashutosh, as you said, pre-decided that they would be moving the Supreme Court on this. It's very interesting that on July 3rd, when, of course, the Aam Aadmi Party is going to hit the roads where Kejriwal and ministers in the Delhi government will be burning copies of that centre's ordinance on the streets, in the court, they will be legally challenging it as well on the same day.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that was the strategy, to fight the legal court in the legal contest, that is the Supreme Court. And in fact, it was the Chief Justice of India who was heading the Constitution bench, which gave the powers to the elected government as far as services and transfer posting of officials are concerned. And since the power is now totally override by the centre's ordinance, the strategy was to mention before the Chief Justice of India, and that would probably decide whether the Chief Justice himself will hear the case or the case will be allocated to someone else. So that was the strategy, and subsequently, of course, the political battle against the BJP, that will also be contested only by the Chief Minister himself.
Okay, Ashutosh, thank you so much for bringing us this breaking piece of information. The Aam Aadmi Party moving the Supreme Court there against the centre's ordinance. We're slipping into a very short break. On the other side, news for the hearing in bed.
You are watching India Today.
Siddaramaiah government during the election campaign, when it was in the opposition, said we will give 10 kilos of rice. Now you've decided 5 kilos of rice and we will give a certain amount in a cash component. Do you agree that maybe you should have done possibly the maths before you decided 10 kilos of rice, or are you only going to blame the centre and the Food Corporation of India?
So our basic understanding or the commitment to supply was based on the FCI's commitment towards us. So the availability of the rice in the FCI godowns is very well known, on record. The only reason they have refused to supply it to us is not justifiable. If you can see the chronology of events, once the FCI says it has sufficient stock and it would supply, later it rescinds it. The Food and Civil Supply Minister of the state approaches the central minister to discuss about the same. He refuses to meet. He avoids and he has so many excuses. Thereby, in one way, they make the FCI to rescind the contract. It's a breach of obligation or a contract or a commitment for the FCI. The union government would have said at least to the FCI, look into the same. If there is an availability, kindly see that the people should not suffer. Let there be any political difference between BJP or a Congress pertaining to the commitment. But insofar as supply of rice to the poor people are concerned, that to the BPL, one should not have played politics.
So you're saying the FCI was virtually coerced, you're claiming was coerced by the central government to not go ahead and supply rice at rupees 34 per kg to allow the state government to implement Anna Bhagya. Vijay Prasad, these are allegations now that are being made by the Chief Minister, by Congress spokespersons, that the Modi government stopped the Food Corporation of India from selling it, even as it allowed FCI to supply rice at rupees 20 per kg for ethanol production. This is the charge which is being made by the Congress, that FCI, under pressure from the centre, is rescinding a contract with the Karnataka government to supply rice at 34 rupees a kg.
The Congress is shifting the goalpost, Rajdeep. It is a classic case of a mismanaged, shoddy implementation of promises made before the election. Elections has been won by making the false promises.
Modi Sarkar to move forward with its UCC pitch. Uttarakhand Uniform Civil Code Committee has given its report with unanimous consent. The bill may be sent to the Parliamentary Standing Committee, which will hear from various stakeholders on the UCC. BJP Rajya Sabha MP Sushil Modi, along with 31 MPs who are members of the committee, are scheduled to meet on July 3rd to hear all views on UCC. Prime Minister Narendra Modi took the Delhi Metro from Lok Kalyan Marg station to attend Delhi University centenary celebration. Speaking at the event, Prime Minister hailed DU, calling it a movement, not just a university. He says the quality of education and the reputation of Indian universities were improving on a global scale. He also laid the foundation stones for 3 buildings in the North Campus of the university. Manipur remains on the edge. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, who is on a visit to the state over 2 days, was in Moirang today. Rahul visited relief camps and met with victims of communal clashes, consoled those clash victims. He received a grand welcome at Moirang, with supporters forming a human chain to welcome him. Rahul Gandhi later met with Manipur Governor Anusuya Uike at the Raj Bhavan in Imphal over the Manipur situation. Southwest monsoons are wreaking havoc in Gujarat, Maharashtra and other states. In a tragic incident, 4 children under the ages of 5 were killed while 5 others were injured when a factory wall collapsed on their makeshift tents in Gujarat's Panchmahal district. Meanwhile, parts of Mumbai and Thane are also receiving heavy rainfall, leading to major traffic snarls and heavy inundation.
Posted. Oh, we're rolling? Wait a minute. Story posted, WhatsApp sent. So much to do, but I think it's a good idea to occasionally disconnect from your smartphone or at the very least from social media. However, the majority of us still need our phones with us so we can make calls and send messages. Of course, you can leave your phone at home when you go out, and in my case, hopefully my cellular smartwatch as well. But the issue arises sometimes when you end up wasting an excessive amount of time scrolling and swiping away on mindless games and apps. Studies have actually shown that if you get addicted to your smartphone, it could possibly affect your relationships, mental health, and productivity. So sometimes it might be wise to take a step back and disconnect or detox from an increasingly connected world. Ironically, technology comes to the rescue here in the form of apps that can aid the process. So we've compiled a special Tech Today list of these apps which can really help you digitally detox and break this addiction for you in a matter of a few clicks. An excellent all-around digital detox app is App Detox. Literally, you can choose which apps you want to limit using this very app. Then you can make specific guidelines. You can decide, for instance, how many times you can open a given app and what time of the day you want access to it. You can view your app usage and completely block particular apps. Cleverest. The goal of Cleverest is to assist you in segmenting tasks. It is simple and straightforward as a user experience. Set a time limit and maintain your focus for that length of time. If you do, your avatar will prosper and expand. The Pomodoro technique, which suggests dividing things into manageable portions to help you stay motivated and focused, is the foundation of this very app. Forest. This app for digital detox won't disable your social media accounts, but rather creates a game-like situation to keep you focused. Open this app, plant a seed, and focus on the task at hand without being distracted by your phone. The timer will then start, and your seed will develop into a tree. Your tree will perish and you'll have to start over if you answer your phone before the timer expires. Procrastinators will appreciate this. Additionally, the program encourages you to spend the virtual coins you earn each time you develop a tree. And Forest will actually plant a tree as a result. You'll not only maintain your concentration better, but you'll also be planting new trees in the actual world. You can view your forest, which is exactly what it sounds like, and measure your progress over time. Just like with other top digital detox apps on this list, a virtual forest will contain a representation of each tree you've grown. Continue producing and expanding your forest.
snail mucin, mugwort, rice, Centella asiatica are all cave beauty favorites. Whether it works or not is always up for debate, but the world has really enjoyed relaxing in a Korean sheet mask to unwind, and they surely hydrate well for a Korean kind of a glass skin glow. The latest entrant, salmon sperm. K-beauty has made it a super hot commodity. In the music video for Vegas, Doja Cat is seen smearing a face with a cosmetic stick. If reports are to be believed, this product was made from salmon collagen and salmon PDRN to enhance skin elasticity.
It's really a polynucleotide, and what it does is it has an anti-inflammatory role, so it helps reduce inflammation in the skin. This is all because of the wound healing response, and so this is why it's become such a popular ingredient right now.
K-beauty, no doubt, is a cult favorite. Further enhanced by K-pop culture that is a big deal amongst Gen Z. BTS and Blackpink are all over the place, and if you notice, they emulate a certain aesthetic standard which just cannot be accidental. While the Koreans have skin that's definitely different from Indians, some basics of skincare remain standard across the board. Cleanse, tone, moisturize, and do not forget the sunblock. How simple is that?
Korean people, there are about 5 to 6 skincare routine that we follow, which start from skin, lotion, essence, cream, eye cream. So basically, little effort is required to have a flawless skin. Yeah.
To say that Koreans are too serious about their skincare would be a huge understatement. But through all their 10-step routine lies a simple philosophy: moisturize and hydrate well.